Must be out of your mind. Must be crazy. I know I can't get enough of you. I wouldn't waste your time. Yeah. You think because the things you've done in the past, I will look down on you. I'll do that to you, baby. Let me make it clear, baby. How it's just not true. Baby, listen to me. Baby, I want you. Imperfections and all. You are my election and all. I won't leave you. Baby, I just need you to know that you are worthy to be loved. And I wouldn't worry if I were you, love. If you could see the way that I see, then you would know that you were perfect after all. Baby, that's to know how you want you. Hey, how could you think that I'm not blessed? Good to me to call you my own. Call you my own. I put you before the rest. I want you to make my home. And I won't judge you, no. I just want you to know that I wanna prove you wrong. Let me show you. Nobody ever told you how beautiful you truly are, girl. You deserve this song everywhere, everywhere. Baby, I want you. Imperfections and all. You're my addiction and all. I won't leave you. Baby, I just need you to know that you're worthy to be loved. And I wouldn't worry if I were you. I wouldn't worry if you could see the way that I see, the way that I see you perfect after all. I want you.
Morning to you, brother. Welcome. Yeah, we here bright and early today.
That I see, know that you're perfect after all. She put up in the room and then he been cocky. I told her bend it over and then he been cocky. She took it hard and run it over cause she been locked. I'm a sniff with the lightning so I been popping. I told her how to get rid of the attitude. I gave her good and she gave me all the gratitude. I took her far, I gotta switching up the latitude. Yeah, I give her grace, baby. I ain't even mad at you. I know you would be all up in the air. I see your eyes filling up with them tears. I see your body filling up with the fear. Baby, I'm just here to fill your cup when I'm near. Yeah, I know you spend a couple bucks on the gear, but it's gonna be hard to cover up with some hair. I put the mirror with you looking at us clear. I can make it clear, you be calling me a sin. I wanna hit her with the truth like a shot of Patron. She's supposed to be with you, but she already gone. These other dudes ain't got a clue, but I'm all in your bones. If you competition, I'ma beat it like a Roy Jones. The way I'm dripping, she be tripping on the boy tone. And look at you slipping in the boy zone. But I ain't tripping, baby, you can get your choice on. Don't slip in it, baby, you can get your voice on.
Peace to you, Sister Niku. Welcome to the live stream.
Wake up in the morning so sore, like dress so torn, but you feeling so adored. And I'ma make you feel it in your core when I'm digging in the floor and keep digging for some more. Know that I'ma break it like a chore. You can take me on a tour, just break it like it's yours. She hate to see me walking out the door.
Chuck Peak in the building. Peace to you, brother. We got a lot of food to eat this morning, y'all. You ever ate a breakfast so big that you didn't eat no more for the rest of the day? You didn't eat no lunch or no dinner. You didn't wake up for no midnight snack or none of that stuff. Because the breakfast was so fulfilling. Well, that's the way it is today, little flock. That's why I'm here nice and early for y'all. We're going to get into it here in a minute.
She on my mind when I'm feeling. I'm feeling more than a feeling. I used to be on the road, even my life never changed. My baby, she wanna be feeling. Nothing is true that we do. Thinking about us going over, nothing we gotta be ready. Baby, I hope that you feel it. Cause I really need it. I'm just gonna wait for your kiss, yeah. I really need it. She on it coming to call. She told me she getting it on. I never leave her alone. So we never will fall. That's why we never will fall. She marvel at me, I just pick up her jaw. She try to speak, but I just keep her in awe. She reached the peak and then she trip up, she falls. I hear her speaking in a round of applause. I hear you speaking to the sound of it all. I see you leaking, coming down waterfalls. But you see from going down these walls.
Brother Vaughn in the building. Bye to you, Flocka later. All right, Flockalators. We're about to go ahead and get started here because, like I said, we got a lot to get into, y'all. All right, we got a whole lot to get into. This is nothing but a continuation of what we were talking about yesterday, and that's why I had to kind of cut it short yesterday because I was like, if we finish this, we're gonna be here to right now. I would have just been getting off live, like, all right, y'all, sweating and shit. I hope y'all understood that and everything. I'm gonna go ahead and take me a nap or something. Y'all feel me? So I'm like, let's split this up because it's obviously a whole lot of food that Abba got served up for us here. And it makes sense that he would because of where we're at in the body. I told y'all that. When Abba said we were pilgrims and travelers, I guess because people are carnal, they thought that he meant something carnal. But, I guess they didn't read that part where it said God is a spirit. So a man like me just got to keep reminding folk, God is a spirit. So when he says something, you better be prepared for what's called a parable. If a spirit is speaking to a carnal being, then the carnal being will not understand the language of the spirit. So the spirit has to dumb his language down, in other words, or as God said, I will speak to my people with what kind of lips? Come on, flockulators. I know it's early and everything. Shake your feathers off. Woo. Okay? Because we about to fly real high. So high that the other birds cannot fly up there where we're at. Y'all see that? We about to fly extremely high. All right. Well, he will now. When his people become spiritual, he will speak to them with plain speech, like it says in the New Testament. But in the Old Testament, how did he say he would speak to his people? With what kind of lips? I don't want to give it away. I will speak to my people with what kind of lips? Anybody recall that scripture? I'll help y'all along if you is. Like I said, God is a spirit. He's speaking to flesh beings. So then he has to dumb his language down so that they can understand. You see it? And he said that when he speaks to his people, he will speak to them with stammering lips, little flock. Y'all understand what stammering means, right? Okay, Brother Chuck, what we were talking about yesterday was about men's judgment, how it's wrong, and how what is a drunk man? Specifically, that's what we're talking about. What does it mean to be drunk? And if somebody was to tell you to sober up, what is the righteous meaning of sober up versus what a man would see if he saw a drunk man sitting on the corner drinking a bottle and he goes over to him and says, man, you need to sober up and get your life together, man. That's not what God is talking about when he talks about drunkenness and when he talks about sober. It's not what he's talking about. A man who is drunken, how does he move, Chuck? A drunk man, how does he move around? Because he moves in a specific way. Most definitely. How does he physically move? When he's walking around, what his physical movements like? I think the live yesterday was called sobriety test, something like that, right? Sobriety test. So when a cop pulls a man over and he wants to know if he's drunk, he gives him a field sobriety test. That's right. He staggers. He'd be like, hold your hand on your nose and hold one leg up and all of this. What is he trying to see? He's trying to check your motor skills, how you move, and he will determine your state based on how you move. So a drunk man is not one person that's drinking. If you see a man drinking, if you think he's drunk, then you're a fool. Aren't you? Yes, because that doesn't mean he's drunk. But for some reason, men see a man drinking or smoking or screwing or doing anything that he's doing, and he starts to condemn him for that, as if that's his problem. Do you see how we're proving that the cup that he's drinking is not his problem? You see it? Staggering is his problem. That's what makes a drunk man. Isn't that true? Yeah. That's the telltale sign of a man who's been drunk. You see it? Sanchez says, "You've been in the military?" I am in the military currently. Maybe not the military that you're talking about. So to bring it down with stammering lips, like I said earlier, no, I've never been in the physical military. No. That's right, Javon. He can't walk the straight line. You see? So that's the mark that he's been drunk. So then what does it mean when it says Abraham staggered not at the promise of God? See what I mean, little flock? Brother Chuck, specifically, I'm just catching you up to where we're at when we start this message today. It said Abraham staggered not at the promise. So then a man who's drunken is a faithless man. A man who's sober is a faithful man. Can't you understand it? So if Abraham had doubted God, that means he would have staggered at the promise. Staggered means to go between two opinions. He can't walk a straight line. He's on this side or that side of the line. And he's going back and forth over and over and over. I told you, you must be in the middle. You must be in the middle. You're going between over righteous and over wicked. In your mind, back and forth. That's a double-minded man. And a double-minded man, is he like a drunk man when he moves? Does he move as a stable man? Come on, little flock. That's right, Brother Chuck, being tossed like the waves. That's exactly right. That's exactly how he looks. He looks like a boat on waves being tossed around as he's moving. That's exactly how he looks. So God is not interested in that physical man that's drunk off liquor. That is not an interest to a spirit. What's an interest to a spirit is a man in his mind wavering between two opinions concerning whether he's loved or whether he's not loved. When you feel loved, you feel great. When you don't feel loved, you don't feel great. So then you're going between those two feelings, which are two different women. So you're committing adultery on your wife, because which one is your wife? Look how the grandson speaks, and this is why the world can't understand me. Which one is your wife? In other words, I'm asking you, what feelings are you married to? The good feelings that you will have if the husband is, I am loved. If the husband is, I am not loved, then the wife is going to be all kinds of rebellion, all kinds of hate, all kinds of strife, all kinds of contention. Y'all see what I'm saying to you? Your feelings will be, and you won't feel good because of the thought that you had. The thought is the drink that's important to God. That's why Yahushua said, drink my cup. Drink my blood. That's the information you need to have going into your mind. You need to have going into your mind, because that's the only thing that's of interest to a spirit, your heart. Ask God what he judges. And then when you ask him, do you think he's going to say something different than what I've just told you? So then who sent me to tell you what I'm telling you? Well, look at how I look. Look at how I talk. Look at how I sound. Look at how I act. And that actually should confirm who I'm sent from. But the world thinks that means I'm of the devil. Well, you thought that about Yahusha. You thought he was of the devil. And I proved it to you guys yesterday in the message. That the disciple is not greater than his master. If they have called the master of the house Beelzebub, then what will they call the members of the house? In other words, if they call the husband the devil, what will they call his wife? Skeet-and-dee-lee, can you understand me? Hope you can. Brother Cut up in here? Peace, peace, Brother Cut. Bro said like a Humpty Dumpty. That's right. And he fell off the wall. And he broke into a whole bunch of pieces, and they couldn't put his ass together at all. That's you. When you fall off the wall, you can't put yourself together at all. You like, what am I? I'm happy. I'm sad. I'm full of joy. I'm full of sorrow. I'm what the heck? You're cheating. That's what you're doing. That's why you feel double feelings, double-minded. Ain't no man that ever cheated didn't have a double mind when he cheated. He did. He was thinking about his wife and what she would think, and then he was thinking about his own feelings and what he wanted. That's the way men cheat in every aspect, not just in marriage. They cheat in every aspect. They look at the person they're going to do wrong, and they consider that, and then they put that to the back burner and think about the desire, their desire. I'm saying that so that you can keep that in your mind, because as we do this message, it's going to come up. Okay, little flock? He does that with everything. He has to always consider somebody else and how it will affect them. And then he has to not care. That's sin. That's not loving your neighbor as yourself. So you want somebody to look at you, consider what they're about to do, how it may hurt you, and then say, I don't care. I want what I want. I don't care how it hurts people. That's the mark of a beast, isn't it? I mean, is it? I want what I want. I don't care who I have to trample over to get it. Okay, I'll show you if it's a beast or not. You're in the African Sahara and shit. You're out there on the safari or whatever they call it, and you see a lion, some lions, and then you see some hyenas, and you see a wildebeest and gazelles and zebras and you giraffe and all kind of shit, right? Well, along looking around and everything, one of those zebra got caught and killed. Now he's laying there dead on the ground, and he's a fresh kill ready to be eaten. All those predatory animals I just told you about, like the hyena and the lion and everything, what are they going to do? I'll ask you guys. When they get to the carcass, what are they going to start doing to it? Sharing it? Breaking off pieces and giving it to one another? The lion, the alpha lion, took a big ass chunk, the best part, and then he looked at the hyenas and said, come on, guys, and you want a bite of this or something? They're like, yeah, sure do. Yeah, let me have a piece. Come on, Mufasa, please. Let me have a piece of that meat there, please. Yeah, here, sure. And then he just hands it to him with his paw and everything. They're biting off of it, and he's like, here, have another piece of the shoulder. That's a good part there, too. Is that what you see happening? Men do that. Beasts do what y'all about to describe that the lions and shit did. Right, little flock? Or am I alone in this understanding? That when they get to the carcass, they're going to tear it. They're going to stand over the top of it. They're going to try to make sure that nobody else gets any, aren't they? The alpha has the big piece in his mouth, chewing it, eyes rolling in his head and everything, blood all coming down. He's chewing that shit. One of his cubs, guys, I don't even have to go as far as to say another male lion, one of his own little babies stuck his head in there to get him a bite, and that alpha will crunch on that baby till his spine snaps. Crack! What are you doing? Don't you know I'm eating? Am I lying? No, that's the way it's going to happen. And the hyenas are going to do the same damn thing. So then that's a mark of a beast then, isn't it? Men share. Men cut off the good part and say, here, you have it first. They take the back seat. You see it? That's what a man's supposed to do. But if you see a man who doesn't do that, then he's not a man. He is now a beast. He bears the marks of one. I just described the marks. Get for myself without considering how it affects other people. Is that the world you live in? Money, 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 money. And then what about the money? I've seen people rob, kill, steal. A woman sells her body. Did y'all didn't hear that song and hear the lyrics that the man was singing in it? For that mean green. A woman will sell her body. She values the money more than her own body. A man will sell out his brother, stab his friend in the back for that mean green. That money, 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 money. It makes men act like beast. That's how it make a day ass act like a damn beast, don't it? You see? You see it? All right, little flock. So let's get into these scriptures. Let's get into these scriptures now. Boy said, am I a lion? Brother cut. See, the spiritual mind understands what Abba say stuff. He'd be like, an eagle. You're an eagle. You're like, wait a minute. I'm an eagle, or you're a lion. I'm a lion. That means I act like that guy acts and does what he does. That means I'm a beast. No. You have to know the characteristics of an eagle. What does an eagle do? He devours flesh. He'll fly over and he'll see something down there and he'll grab it and he'll rip it up with his talons and he'll eat it. That represents a spiritual man who's flying in a high altitude of thought, who looks down at those who are fleshly minded and carnal minded, and he swoops down upon them and tears their flesh off of them, eats all of the unclean, because that's what an eagle or a vulture does. He eats the unclean, dead thing. He eats it, leaving nothing but the spirit left. What about a lion? A lion moves in a way where he's very confident and he's very bold because he knows who he is. So then when Abba call you one, that's the characteristics that he's calling out in you. The righteous are as bold as a lion. You understand what I'm saying, little flock of ladies? All right, so let's continue. Let's get into this word now. All right. Now we were talking about being drunk, right, little flock? We were talking about being drunk. That's right, trampling. That's right. That's right. Solomon said that's one of the most beautiful things to watch move is a lion in his confidence as he's going across the plain. It's one of the most beautiful things to see. And it's the truth. So it is with us when we move across the earth. You see it? That's why our feet is beautiful, because we travel in a beautiful way with glad tidings in our mouth. All right. So we were talking about wine and drinking and getting drunk off the wine and staggering around. And then Abba started to give that illustration to describe the earth in the state that it's going to be in at the end times. What did he say? The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. So then what does that mean, little flock? The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. It's just going to shake back and forth. That's the only meaning that it has. No, it means the inhabitants of the earth waver in between two ideals of themselves. 1 minute they feel good, 1 minute they don't. 1 minute they feel like they're loved, 1 minute they don't. 1 minute they feel like they're blessed, the next minute they don't. That's doing this. That's reeling back and forth, to and fro. I'm like this. So in the midst of an earthquake, can you understand the spiritual mind? In the midst of an earthquake is what represents by people doing this. Because to God, that's how they look. You guys just can't understand the spiritual mind if you don't understand what I'm saying. When a man is double-minded, this is how he looks. He looks unstable, like he's falling and shit. That's how a man looks in an earthquake. So when God says earthquakes are going to be in diverse places, look how men compute it. The earth is going to shake there, and then an earthquake 9.0. Looking at the earthquake monitoring shit. Yes, over there in Yellowstone, there's supposed to be an earthquake there, and then it's going to explode, and then. But look at the earthquake I'm describing to you. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Internally, unstable in all your ways because you're double-minded concerning your state. God is not, is he? So then I'm not. I'm loved. I'm not wavering between two opinions, whether I am or not. That means I'm drunk if I do that, doesn't it? But the only drunkenness men seem to understand is the physical one, where the flesh profiteth nothing. Did you hear that? But the spiritual understanding will profit you in every way. So then which one do you think you must put into your pocket, and which one do you think you need to throw away? What did he say about the pearl of great price? Once you get it, you throw everything else away. So once I understand the truth concerning the state that I'm supposed to be in, then I throw all the other states that are possible out of the mix. If I'm loved, then I throw out I'm sick. I throw out I'm unhealthy. I throw out I'm mean. I throw out I ain't shit. I throw out I'm fucked up. I throw all that out if I'm loved. I am loved has conquered every other thought and brought it and made it a fucking slave to me. And y'all don't understand why I'm talking about it like that. Then you don't understand the war you've been in your whole life since you were born here. For your mind. Because everybody's grasping at it like she's some whore to be grasped after because she's beautiful. And she's a virgin. And she's undefiled. And the whole world just wants to defile it. Ain't that what they do with a beautiful virgin? First man, I want to be the first one. 10,000 niggas behind them want their chance too. They all want to defile. You see it? And so it is with you. They all want to defile your mind. You see that today? They all want to defile your mind. So let's get into this, little flock. Let's get into this a little bit deeper so that we can understand what really matters to us at this juncture in time. Like I've said, since we're talking about the belly, Isn't that where I told you guys we're at? God is dealing with that part of our bodies. Didn't I tell you that? He's already dealt with the red and the orange. Those who missed it, missed it. They're not part of the body then. You see it? So now we're at the yellow. That's your belly, isn't it? So then men are focusing on what's going into it. Yahushua also dealt with this, didn't he? Didn't men think that what he was putting in his mouth defiled him? Didn't they think that? I'll ask you guys. Didn't they accuse him of it? And didn't he correct them? I'll ask you guys. That's right, Brother Javon. Leaving the lower passions in the pit. That's right. Where the false prophet are. See, a false prophet, what is a false prophet? People, I told you, are only physically minded. So then I'll ask you guys, and then when I see what you guys answer, then I'll give you the true answer and you see if it connects. What's the false prophet? 38 Key in the building. Peace, peace. The false prophet is in that pit too, right? He's in that lake of fire. Who is the false prophet? What is the false prophet? What is it? Is it some man on the earth we should all be looking at to see what he's got to say? Is that what a false prophet is? The false prophet? Okay, I hear what you're saying, Brother Vaughn. Good point. Giving them a remedy other than to love. Okay. Okay. Wrong interpretation. Okay. Okay, y'all right on it. Y'all are right on it. Cucarachas. Y'all are on it. The cucarachas, right? The wrong interpretation, right? Giving you a remedy other than love. Who's doing that to you? Watch this, Lil Flock. Watch this. Who's doing that to you every day? Okay, you said deceivers. Is this deceivers outside of you? This false prophet, is he outside of you? I've proven to you that these churches are inside of you. Where Satan's seat is, it's inside of you. We're in that place where Satan's seat is. The yellow. I've described it to you all so that your eyes can see it. Because before that, you just thought you were in the place that you are physically. No, you're spiritually in a place because you're spiritually traveling. You're spiritually ascending back to the Father, which is the head of the body. The purple. You've been living in the red. You had to be delivered out of the red. Didn't God say the end of the world is Esau? I need somebody to confirm that in the chat. Did God say Esau is the end of the world? Did he say that? So if Esau is the end of the world, what is Esau's nickname? What is he called? The Bible says. Watch how it's going to connect like Legos. Red. Red. So then red is the end of the world. But Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. The purple. Do you see it? It's flipped. You've been living in an upside down world because, like I Am Legend, you were flipped upside down in a snare. All like sheep have gone astray, like a bird caught in the snare of the fowler. You see it? And when you get caught in a snare, you hang upside down. And when you hang upside down, your head is no longer purple. It's red. It's Esau. Red, Esau, hairy beast. Like I told you. Now watch what I'm about to tell you guys. Esau lives in a place in the Bible called what? Watch how nobody's going to be able to deny that what I'm telling you is the truth. Esau lives in a place. He's given a portion called what? Mount Seir. Thank you, Brother Christopher. Mount Seir. That happens to be Esau's home, little flock. What does Seir mean? Seir. What does it mean? Legos connecting. Legos connecting. Legos, logos. Legos, logos. Legos, logos. Legos, logos. Mount Seir. What does Seir mean? What else does it mean, Brother Cut? That's right, sacrificial goat. What else does it mean? So it means goat. It means he goat. What else does it mean? It don't just mean he goat. It means something else too. It means hairy. Do y'all see this, little flock? Seir means goat. It means hairy, he goat. Shaggy, he goat. Actually, what else does it mean? It means cursed. What else do it mean? So one more word I'm looking for. That's right, Brother Javon. Shaggy, he goat. What else does it mean? There's one more word I'm looking for. And I ain't going to stop till I get that word. Seir means one more word. Hot. That's another word. Hot. Red hot. Like anger, like wrath, like lust. Yeah. What do you say when you see a fine ass woman that gets your fire lit? She's hot, dude. I couldn't help it. She's so fucking hot. See? But there's one word that y'all are all missing, man. Nope. Not shaking. Not shaking. I maybe have to bring it up in the Strongs for y'all. Remember, we're talking about a false prophet, right? We're talking about a false prophet here. That was the context with that brought these questions up. The false prophet. Shaggy, he goat, and what other word? All right, little flock. Let me get into it real quick for y'all. Let me get into it real quick for you. Strong's, let's see. Okay. Strong's 8165 is Sayer or Sayer. Okay? Sayer. Which means hairy, shaggy. Y'all hear that, little flockulators? We already discovered that part. Okay? We already discovered that part. Okay? Sahir means goat, hairy, he goat, a fawn. Y'all see how we were saying all these words, little flock? Okay? Now, I don't know if y'all are going to be able to see this because it's probably going to be backwards on the screen. So, yeah, it's probably going to be backwards, so it ain't going to do me no good to show it to y'all. All right? But it means devil. Okay? It means devil. Y'all understand that? Brother Christopher got it. Ah, devil. Okay, there y'all go. That's the key word. Y'all ain't got it. Y'all can't leave that out. Oh, he's a goat. He's hairy. That's what it means. You gonna leave the part about him being a devil out? Shit, that's the main damn part. It means devil. Devil then means what, little flock? What does the word devil mean? Come on. Let's cook. Told y'all it's a whole lot of food. We may not even get through it all today. But we're gonna try. It also means devil. Look up the word in Strong's 8163, Sa'ir. Look it up. And then when you scroll down, there's a certain part in there that's called Strong's Exhaustive Concordance. It's a little banner there. And underneath it says, devil, goat, hairy, rough, kid, shaggy, he-goat. Y'all get it? Now, does the world have a God that is described in such a way? And if he is, what's his name? You guys put it there in the comments there. Make sure that we're all in the same accord. Like I said, make sure we're all at the same plane. Thank you, Brother Christopher. Devil means false prophet. It means deceiver. Come on. Come on. Do y'all guys see where I'm going with this? Do y'all see where I'm going with this? I remember I started by saying the false prophet about Revelation. It talks about a false prophet being thrown into the pit. And then I asked you guys, who is that false prophet that's getting thrown into the pit? Now I'll ask you guys again, now that we've uncovered all these other jewels. We opened up the treasure box and exposed it. So then who is this deceiver? Who is this false prophet that's getting thrown to the pit? Esau is the end of the world. So who is the false prophet that's going to get dropped out from a high position and dropped into a pit in a lake of fire? Who is that? That's right, Brother Vaughn. It's red. And where is red at? Come on. Where is red? Where is red? Where is he? Where is this deceiver that we're talking about? Where is this dirty ass Edomite? Where is he at? Because if you don't know where he's at, then can't defend yourself from him. That's right, Brother Cut. There you have it, little flock. So I'll describe to you the false prophet and how he's talking and when he's talking. This is when he's talking to you. You're living your life and something occurs in your life. Now, all of us can bear testimony and witness that we have all been living our life feeling fine. And then something happens that shakes up our world. As the brother said, shaking, see? Shakes up our world. And when it shakes up our world, here comes the deceiver. And the deceiver tries to interpret what we're looking at or what we're dealing with. He tries to tell us with his rational reasoning mind what's going on. Inside of us, it's happening. And if we believe him, if we say, oh, I am afraid because look at this storm. If we believe him, then we've been deceived and we die because he's a murderer from the beginning. Isn't he? What is his blessing? Is it not the sword? Yes, it is. So his blessing is to kill. That's what we were told, to fear not him who can kill the body. Who can kill the body more than Esau can? He has the blessing of the sword. So who can kill more than him? Don't know if y'all can follow. Hope y'all can. Okay? That's right. So now, if he's in our belly, like the grandson described in that message when I said we're at Jericho, which means yellow, and we're surrounding Satan's little safe house. He think he's safe in there. That's where he's sitting at. He think he's safe. We're going to rout his ass up out of there with a great shout. Say, come down from there. Come down. Where does he have to go? He has to come down to the bottom of the body. In you. You got to put that nigga in his place. It's plain and simple. He's a slave. Put him down at the bottom. He's been usurped and got up to the top. But the elder shall serve the younger. The younger is Jacob. He's the next world. He is when you're flipped right side up. And when you're flipped right side up, and now you're walking upright as a man should, on his 2 feet, standing on his 10, then that means now the purple is at the top. The red is now where? It's at the very bottom, or as the Bible calls it, the pit. And that's where the false prophet are, and the beast. Can't you see it? That part of your mind that was telling you what things are, it's cast out because right thought has come in. The grandson has come in. Can't you see what God is doing? He's come into the body, and now he's telling the body how to think right about what to look at. I'm safe. Isn't that what I'm doing? Isn't that what's happening? Y'all may not understand this passion, but when you see God's works being done, shouldn't you marvel over it? Oh, I guess men can't see God's works being done. They never fucking can. All they do is look at what it looks like and murmur. All they do is look at what it looked like and they start complaining. All they do is look at what it looked like and they believe the deceiver. That's all men do. They are deceived by what they see. And instead of admitting that and admitting their wrong judgment and humbling themselves and accepting the true way to judge, what do? They go along in their folly and in their pride, thinking that they know what they're doing, deceiving themselves and deceiving others. Led by the carnal mind and led by the red, right until you're dead. Looking for a false prophet in the earth. Yeah, it's the Pope there. That's the false prophet. It's that guy there. He's the false. And all along, when you look at something and get scared, the false prophet is talking to your dumb ass right there. You can't even see him. Because you refuse to go into the kingdom Christ told you to go into. It don't come with outward observation. So why y'all looking at outward observation to tell you when something's coming? Why do you do it if that's not how you're supposed to look? Oh my God. I'm too scared to listen to that guy. God would have it be like that. He doesn't want the fearful in here. So if you're fearful, then when you hear me talk like that, you're going to go, it's no way. I got to go. He don't want you here. That's why you going, nigga. You ain't going because you made no decision. You going because God cast your ass off. That's why. Because you faithless and unbelieving and don't know how to judge righteous judgment today. Y'all been struggling your whole life with this damn devil, not knowing how to fight against him, not knowing how to make war against him. And then when you hear somebody tell you how to make war against him, you don't think he's going to talk to you like a warrior talks. What the fuck? That is so confusing to a man like me that knows righteous judgment. I understand how warriors speak to one another. I understand how military personnel talk. Military is a completely different world than civilian world. That's why they call it civilian world and military world. That's why there's civilian time and then there's military time. That's why you're wearing your Levi's and your damn Gucci belt and that nigga's wearing some government issued uniform. That's why when he sees his higher up or his head, he salutes him. And that's why you don't do that when you're at home. Because it's two different worlds. And Abba tells us that we're an army and we're a military, and yet we're still trying to act like we're of the world. We're not of the world. Be ye separated from the world. And men think that they're separated by what they eat. Nigga, nations are separated by what they eat, but they're all wicked. So that don't make a nation righteous, does it? No. It's how they think is what makes a nation righteous. Oh God, the storm is coming. What should we do? If a nation thinks like that, then he's a fearful nation, period. So it don't matter if he eats greens all damn day long. He's a poop butt, and I ain't interested in him. Don't give a hell what he eat. But y'all can't understand that's how God is, because y'all can't understand God as a spirit. And in order for you to understand that spirit, you must come into the spiritual mind. And that's the only way. You must be born again of the spirit. Now, if you must be born again, did you have any control over the first time you were born into the flesh? Did you have any control over that? That's my question. Somebody answer it, please. When you were born into this earth, did you have any control over when you were, how you were, and by who you were? Did you have any control over that? When have you ever seen a baby born, stand up, learn how to walk in there and talk and everything, turn around 3 years, 4 years old or whatever, look at his mom and say, hey, mother, did you know I chose you to be my mom? I was sitting there looking at you and I said, what a wonderful girl. What a wonderful gal. I think I'll choose her to be my mom. Do you really believe that that has ever happened? Because it hasn't. Let's see what y'all got to say. Nope. Nope. So then if you had no control over being born the first time, do you think you have control over being born the second time? Slicer, I ain't playing today. Y'all better leave the grandson alone because I'm turned up, as you can see, because I understand where we at and what we doing. This is war. I get turned up when it's time to fight. How about you? Nervous, Nelly? Your knees get to knocking together and everything? Do you get all calm and afraid and scared and thinking that, oh my God, they're going to kill me? Well, then you ain't part of my army, because that's not how we think over here. That's not how we think. We have the high praises and a double-edged blade in our hand. That's how we are. We are righteous and we are bold. That's how we are. If you don't like it, then tell the creator you don't like it. Don't tell me. I'm not the one who wrote such a thing. Abba did it. He's the author and the finisher. So don't get mad about how he finishes it. And if you don't understand how he said he would finish it, it's because you're not spiritual, you're carnal. That means you're dead. And I'm proving it in his message. Y'all hear me today? Y'all hear me today? So now, let's get into some more scriptures. Like I said, we were talking about wine and drinking. So let's see what the Bible got to say about it. Because Yahushua was drinking wine, right? And they saw him drinking it. And when they saw him drinking it, they called him a name. What was the name they called him by? You guys remember that? We were reading it in the message yesterday. That's right, Key. A wine bibber. What does wine bibber mean? Let's make sure everybody understands these things before we move forward, so y'all can really understand what they were saying to Yahushua when they were talking to him. What does wine bibber mean? That's right, it means a drunkard, a drunk. That's what it means, a drunk, an alcoholic. That's what it means. So in today's term, we wouldn't say wine bibber, would we? You do not go to the bar, see a nigga staggering around and say, oh, that guy's a wine bibber. It's not the words you use. What do you say today? What are some words that we would describe a wine bibber by today? Right, Brother Javon? You drunk. Shit, that's simple. Can't put that damn bottle down. Shit, okay? You can't put the bottle down. You an addict. Okay? What else do we call people that drunkards today? What else kind of words do we use? Addict. What else? Alcoholic. There we go. Ain't there a thing called Alcoholics Anonymous? Yes. Okay then. You greedy pig? That's right. Greedy. What else? Come on. What else do people call drunks? Shit, what do you call a drunk person? A wine bibber? I doubt it. So what do you call them? Shit. A bum. There you go. There's another word. Unstable. There y'all go. There y'all go. Stinky. A loser. Nasty. So now, see, guys? Now do you understand what they were calling Yahushua in its entirety? A loser. A bum. Nasty. Stinky. Unstable. Greedy. They did call him greedy as well, didn't they? An addict. That's what they called your savior. And the disciple is not greater than his master. So if they have called your master a loser, a bum, a stink, dirty ass nigga, if that's what they called him, then what in the hell will they call you? Something less than that? If they call you lesser insults than that, you're not worthy of Christ, are you? I'll ask you. Are you worthy of Christ if you're called lesser insults than Christ? Or if you're called just exactly what Christ was called, is that not good enough? Well, what does the scripture say? It is enough that the disciple be as his master. Stop playing with the grandson. I told you, I'm ready to slice anybody that stick their head up. So don't stick it up acting dumb, because I'm going to slice that shit. Telling you that right now. Telling you. Y'all got to be real about what you're reading in there and bring it into modern day terms so that you can understand in your way. A person who's reading the Bible that sees wine bibber may live in a culture that calls a wine bibber by a unique word. So then that's the word you need to understand when they're calling him that. You see what I mean? Our culture over here got word bum, loser, alcoholic, drunk. Okay, so then that's what they're calling him. Throw wine bibber out of your mind because that word is not for your time. It's there to describe a word that you're supposed to have in your mind of the time you're in. Do you understand what I'm saying? Gosh, golly, there's a lot of words like that. There was a time when people used the word gay, and it meant just literally happy, spunky, and full of life. That's what it meant. But then it changed over time. And so when you call somebody gay, it's now considered to be an insult. Do you understand? So if you read the Bible and it says he saw a man with gay clothing on, look at what I'm trying to say. Does the Bible have a scripture that says that? Yes. You see the man with gay clothing and you let him sit in the best seats. So is Yahusha saying you saw a man with a fishnet brassiere on and a leotard and some high heels? Is that what Yahusha's saying? Of course not. He's saying nice, extravagant, nicely dressed, full of spunk and pizzazz. When you see a man like that, you put him in the top spot. But see how modern day children won't understand that that's what gay means. Do y'all understand why I'm trying to break this down for y'all the way that I am? Why I'm doing this labor I'm doing in your mind? Pulling these weeds that have taken over everybody's damn vineyards. Let me prove it to you. I'm going to give you guys a parable, and if you can understand what I'm saying, then good on you. If you can't, then just ask me, and I'll help you understand. I have a vineyard. Listen up good, little flock. I have a vineyard, and in that vineyard, the name of the vineyard is called Abundance. And in that vineyard is where I reside, and I am the master of abundance. And my vineyard is full of ripe fruit, and I give my fruit out for 1,000 pieces of silver. That's the end of the parable. So what have I just told you? That's right, Brother Javon. Gay clothing means fancy appearing clothing. Fancy. That's right, Brother Key. You see? That's right, Brother Javon. He bore all of those disgusting things that were said about him that were not true. So then why were people saying it about him if it wasn't true? Because of what they saw. Because they judged wrong. They saw him, and what they saw was not beautiful. Read the Old Testament. It'll tell you that. It will tell you that they did not see beauty. So they figure it ain't good because the world thinks beauty is good. That's why the deceiver comes to you beautiful. That's why. And we're going to get into that. The deceiver is described in the scripture many times as a alluring woman. Why do you think that is? We're going to get into it. Okay? Okay, Brother Chris, you're on the right track. You're on the right track. You're on the path. And like I said, I'll explain the parable. Because sometimes parables just need to be explained for those people that heard it to understand. But he who hath an ear, let him hear what I've just said to the churches. I have a vineyard, and I am the master of abundance. My vineyard is called abundance. And my fruit of the vineyard is very sweet and very good. And I give my fruit out to he who wants it for 1,000 pieces of silver. I'm glad you all are answering. I'm glad you all are answering so that when you hear the truth, then you can truly understand how the spiritual mind speaks. Okay? Okay, so explain it once more. I have a vineyard, and my vineyard is named Abundance. And in that vineyard is where I reside. I am the master of abundance. And I give my fruit to he who desires it and wants it. I give it to him for 1,000 pieces of silver. He who wants my fruit must bring me 1,000 pieces of silver. in order to have my fruit. I give you another couple seconds to mull it over, Brother Vaughn, and then I'll share with you guys what the parable means. Like I said, Brother Chris was on the pathway when he says you give your right thoughts with teaching. Okay? If you have it abundantly, why not be generous? Or is it a trust thing? So I noticed you said something similar to what Brother Key said when he says, let me see. He says, if it's abundant, why would you need to sell it? You have enough to give freely. You see? And I did say I give it. I didn't say I sell it. I said I give it. You see? Okay, but this is what it means. Inside of me is a vineyard. It's my mind. And inside of that mind that I have is many clusters of fruit in there. And when a man wants to partake of that fruit that I'm offering or have in my vineyard, he must meet me at a plane of understanding. He must have understanding. He must be able to meet me at that level in order to receive the fruit that I have for him. It has nothing to do with money. Because remember, I told you guys what 1,000 means. I did a whole video explaining what 1,000 means. 1,000 means to teach. It means to learn. See? So in order for me to teach you and for you to learn it, you need 1,000 pieces of silver. Correct? As Philip said, how shall I understand unless some man guide me? You see? So before I get into the next scripture, let me confirm that with you guys so that y'all understand what I'm saying by saying this. Okay? The Hebrew word for 1,000 is the word elef. Okay? Is the word elef. Okay? It means 1,000. It is derived from an unused root meaning to associate. Do you see what I'm saying, little flock? To associate or to learn. To associate or to learn. Do you hear it? Okay. So when it says in the New Testament, in Revelation, where it says, there were some saints with Christ, and they shall rule with him 1,000 years. Do you understand it, little flock? 1,000. Rule with him. They have learned what he had to teach, and now they are equal with him. So they shall rule with him because they are associated with him. They learned what he taught and associated themselves with him. That's what 1,000 means. So if a man wants to eat my fruit, he must associate himself with me. He can't just eat my fruit and leave me desolate. See what I'm trying to say? Just like Yahusha, you must become one with him in order to eat his fruit. You have to associate yourself and learn of him. You see, like Yahusha said. So that's what 1,000 means. So when I say I'm the man in there with the master of abundance who give my fruit away for 1,000 pieces of silver. If you want to be with me, you must leave your life and take on my life. Isn't that what Yahusha said? Give your life up and follow after me. Sell that you have and come and follow me. Sell that you have means give up all the thoughts that you've learned in life. Guys, not about money. Spirit don't need money. Get spiritual here. Where the grandson is at, there you shall be. I'm spiritual. I'm going to pull you into it if you allow me to. So now when you see your answer you gave, then you can see where you're lacking in understanding so that you can elevate. Do you see what I mean? So now you know more, and now you're better off now, aren't you? I would say so. I would say so. That's right. Relate, become one with. Eat my bone. Eat my body and drink my blood. My flesh is meat indeed. I am my thoughts. That's the fruit that's in the vineyard. It is me. I am that fruit. I am that bread from heaven. I am that manna. Do you hear the way that we speak here at the School of Marvelous Light, in the light where everything is clear and crystal clear for everybody to see? To become one and the same. That's right, Brother Key. That's the only way you can eat my fruit, is you must become one with me. Ask Yahusha, how can you eat his fruit without becoming one with him? Take my yoke upon you. That's the 1,000. That's what's going to cause you to reign with Christ. If you become one and associate. 2 oxen, are they associated with each other if they're yoked together? Are they associated? Let's continue. Watch. Did I say oxen? What's the word for oxen? What's the word for an ox in Hebrew? Stop playing with the grandson. What's the word for ox in Hebrew? Brother Cut, are you familiar? What's the word for ox? How do you say ox? Watch when you see the word, guys. Let me see. What's the first symbol in the Hebrew alphabet? What is it? The symbol. What is it? The first letter. What is it? Thank you, Brother Chris. Thank you, Brother Chris. It's Elef. What did I tell you is the word for 1,000? What did I tell you? See? You see? So now, the word, look in the Strong's, number 504, Elef. 504 Hebrew, Elef. So that everybody can confirm that I'm not making anything up. You're going to see it means 1,000. And when you look at the meaning, it's going to say a family. So a family, Elef, an ox, a family. Oh, it also means an ox or a cow. You see that? An ox, a cow, or a family. Why that? Why a family, guys? Why does a family mean the same word as 1,000? Why? So when we shall rule with Christ 1,000 years, translate it. We shall rule with Christ as a family. Shouldn't we? My mother and my brother are those who do the will of the Father. So my family, my associates, those who have learned of me and become one with me and have eaten my fruit, see, that's 1,000, little flock. Y'all see it? That's right. The head. Thank you, Brother Cut. So it's like a picture of a head of an ox with horns on it, right? That's Aleph. You see it? Right, in the original. That's right. You see it? So an ox means 1,000. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me. What wears the yoke? A team of oxen, not just one ox, not just Ali oxen free. Shit, a double set. You see? A team of oxen. So they're associated and they're doing it together. That's a family. A family are associated with one another and they go forward together as a unit and as one. So that's what 1,000 means. So then you and I, if you're going to learn of me, of the fruit that I have in my garden, then you're going to become one with me. You're going to become yoked with me. See it? That's what I'm telling you. But do you see how the other mind goes the other way and starts to think about money? Well, why are you selling it if you got so much more of it? Not that that's wrong. That's normal and natural. I want you guys to know that. That's normal and natural to do that. Because you're babes that are growing into your fullness. You see it? So now, Elef, a family, an ox or a cow, it is derived from an unused root, meaning to associate or to be familiar with. To be familiar with. Y'all see that, little flock of laters? To be familiar with. It could denote, watch this. Elef could denote a clan, or a group of families reflecting the communal and collective nature of the society. Communal and collective nature of the society. It's the same word, aleph, 1,000. You should reign with Christ 1,000 years. Familiar with, associated with, learn from, become one with, and yoked with. See a little flock? That was just a side note. That was just some extra free bread on the side of your meal today. Or something that you guys want. Maybe it ain't bread, maybe it's something else. You got a free drink. Gave you a free cocktail with that one. Okay? Now, we're not done with that word though. Aleph comes from the word alaf, which is number 502 in the Strongs. Okay? Aleph comes from the word alaf. Now, what does alaf mean? It means to learn, slicer, to teach, slicer, to be accustomed, slicer, to be familiar, slicer. Do you understand that? See how it all connected like Legos? To learn, to teach, to be accustomed, to be familiar with. It's all the same word. You see it there, little flock? So when I gave you guys on a video, a lot of you might not have seen it, but I gave you guys a breakdown of the first 10 names, the first 10 patriarchs in the Bible. Adam all the way to Noah. And it told you a story about a man is appointed sorrow. The blessed God shall come down teaching, and his death shall bring comfort. What's Noah's name means? Comfort. What's the first word? What's the first name mean? Adam means man. You see how I just told you that story? Man is appointed, Seth, mortal sorrow. You see that? Mortal sorrow. The blessed God shall come down teaching, and through his death he shall bring men comfort. That's all in their names, guys. Do you see it? They're a collective unit that are telling you one story, and they're a bloodline of men. Understand? So they're associated, and they're teaching you. You understand what I'm saying, little flock? Okay? Okay? Okay. So what thousands of Manash means? What you mean, Brother Cut? What's Manash? What that word mean? Okay? So now back to what we were discussing earlier. So to be associated with Christ and to rule with him, see what I mean about, do you understand why he was called a wine bibber? Bring it back to our point. They called him a wine bibber. Now I asked you guys, what do you call a drunk person today? And then you guys gave me the words. So then that's what they were calling him. A bum, no good, dirty, filthy, scoundrel. That's the words that we're calling him. So if you associate yourself with a man like that, then you will only eat his fruit if you associate yourself with his lifestyle. You will be called those things too then. If you're not called those things, then you didn't eat his fruit. That means you didn't bring 1,000. Come on. Come on. So you can't get the fruit. He's freely willing to give it to you if you're willing to do what's required to have it, which is to drink the cup. Can you? Those who suffer with me shall reign with me, it is written. So what's the suffering you must endure? He just told you. Misjudgment of the world. They will judge you wrong. They will call you filthy. They will say you're evil. They will say what you're doing is nasty, disgusting, and wrong, and you need to cut it out. That's what they're going to tell you. You see it? That's the cup. Being misjudged because you know you're clean. I think it's in Joshua when the tribe received their land. Okay, I'm gonna have to go back and check that out, Brother Cut. I'll go and check it out, and then we'll flocculate on it and see what we come out with. All right. So now let's go to the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 31. Okay, little flock. Ecclesiasticus, not Ecclesiastes. We're going to the book of Ecclesiasticus. Okay, little flock. Ecclesiasticus. Okay. They be like, grandson, why you cuss when you talk? Because Ecclesiasticus. Because Ecclesia has to cuss. Because Ecclesiastes has to cuss. That's why. Can y'all understand? I'm being silly. All right, let's continue. Ecclesiasticus 31. All right. Okay. Verse 25. We'll start there. It's got a lot of stuff in here we could talk about, but we're going to start at, well, let's go back a little bit. 22. Okay. 22. My son, hear me, and despise me not, and at the last thou shalt find as I told thee. Stop. So if you listen to this advice that you're going to get, then at the end, you will understand it. You won't believe it at first. You will doubt it at first, like any son does with some of the advice his father gives him. Sometimes he believes it, and sometimes I don't know if y'all can hear that. She was going off. But nah, what was we talking about? What was we talking about? Um, Hear me, despise me not, and at the last you shall find as I told thee. But when it's all plays out in your life, at the end you'll say, I understand what my dad said, all that stuff. Now I understand what he meant and what he was telling me. I understand it now. You see? In all thy works be quick, so shall there no sickness come unto thee. Whoso is liberal of his meat, men shall speak well of him, and the report of his good housekeeping will be believed. But against him that is a niggard of his meat, y'all hear that today, little flock? Him that is a niggard of his meat, what gonna happen to him? Men, oh, excuse me, the whole city shall murmur, and the testimonies of his niggardness shall be doubted of. Show not thy valiance in, show not thy valiantness in wine. Show not thy valiantness in wine, for wine has destroyed many. The furnace proveth the edge by dipping it. So doth wine the hearts of the proud. By what? Drunkenness. What did God say about Ephraim and his drunkenness? That he was drunk with what? That's right, Brother Javon called out. The called out cussing ones. Ecclesiasticus, the called out cussing ones. Pride, pride, pride. That's right, guys. So now, the wine is displaying what's in a man's heart. So if he drinks and he's humble, then what will happen to him? Will he defile himself? If he drinks and he's humble when he drink, like Yahusha did? Was Yahusha humble and did he drink? That's my question first. Was Yahusha a humble man and did he drink wine? That's my question. Yes, we all can confirm that. He was called a drunk. He was called a wine bibber. But he was humble. You see the difference? He wasn't prideful. So then the wine did not inflame his heart and bring out the pride that was in there. It couldn't bring anything out if it's not in there. The men that are scared to do the drinking or the smoking or the whatever it is that they do, they're scared to do it because they don't want their hearts to be made manifest. That's what they're afraid of. And so that's why they tell other men not to, because they think that that other man has something in his heart that will come out if he does it. It's not true. Just like Yahusha, it wasn't true of him. He could drink till his eyes were red, and that doesn't mean that he's drunk. But they thought that he was, didn't they? See what I'm trying to explain today? So this is going on today, isn't it? People still judge like that to this very day, don't they? That's why I made these messages for you guys to understand what I'm saying to you. You see it? Because it's happening to you and it's happening in you as well. You see it? All right. Now let's continue. So he says, the furnace proveth the edge by dipping, so doth wine the hearts of the proud by drunkenness. So if the furnace proves the edge of a sword by dipping it in the furnace, what does it mean to prove the edge? What does that mean, little fly? So we can really understand what he means about wine. The furnace, which is the wine in this case, it proves the edge. What does that mean? Prove means to test. You see it? To bring it out. That's right, Brother Key. To bring out what's in it. To pull out what's in it. In other words, you put a blade in a fire to pull the impurities out of it. And then you beat it and hammer it and shape it and everything. But you're pulling out the impurities out. You see it? You see it? You're pulling out the impurities. You're testing to see if it's strong, to see if it has anything dirty in it. So if it doesn't have anything dirty in it when you stick it in, then when you pull it out, there isn't any impurities. So then Yahushua's saying, when I drink the wine, I don't have any impurities in my heart. So there's nothing to come out and make me look stupid or act a fool. There's nothing to come out because there's nothing in there. Y'all follow what I'm saying? Because we just proved it that that's what wine does. It tests you to see what's in your heart. So a man has wickedness in his heart and he won't touch wine, then the wickedness remains. The wickedness still remains. He think he's not wicked because he didn't drink the wine. I'm righteous. I'm not a wine bibber. Look at me. I don't drink the wine. But you hide what's in your heart. And you don't drink the wine because you're scared of what's in your heart. Come on. Come on. You see it? A man will be valiant in front of other men, but when he drink, the truth come out. Doesn't it? Yeah. You call it liquid courage for a reason. See? Liquid courage. Courage can also be described as valiantness. So let's read this again. Show not thy valiantness in wine. So then let's interpret it when it said the furnace. Show not thy valiantness in the furnace. So then how should you act in the furnace? Humble. So how should you act when you drink wine? Humble. Come on, and come on. I asked you guys, was Yahushua drinking and was he humble? And I just proved it to you in the Bible that that's what the Bible says. Correct. That's right. This is the truth serum, my brother. Sure is. This is the new wine, which is the truth serum that exposes a man's heart. See? So show not thy valiantness in wine, for wine hath destroyed many. Show not thy valiantness in the furnace, for the furnace hath destroyed many. Hasn't it? The furnace of affliction have destroyed many men, hasn't it? They couldn't make it. They couldn't endure. So then they weren't strong. So then they were approved for what they were. Okay. So now let's see more about this wine. Okay. Verse 27. Wine is as good as life to a man. Stop. Did you hear that, little flock of lighters? Did you hear that? The same thing that has destroyed many is good as life to man. What else? If that's the key, if it be drunk, what? Anybody that may have it before them, what does that word say? If it be drunk, what? Thank you, Brother Cut. Thank you, Brother Cut. So is it wise of me if I see a man drinking, and let's say I've seen him drink 4 or 5 shots of some liquor, I watched him do it. Is it wise of me to assume that he's a bum now and that he's a drunkard? Is that wise of me to do that? To assume that he's a drunkard? So there are things in life that men deem to be good as life to them, don't they? Some men think sex is good as life, and it is. So then what should you do with it? Have moderation. That's how. Don't go overboard. Don't make a fool of yourself and become drunken. Don't go so far to where you start to waver in between two opinions about who you are. So simple. So simple. Okay, so let's continue and let's see what it says. Wine is as good as life to a man if it be drunk moderately. What life is then, watch this. What life is then to a man that is without wine? Come on! What? Niggas get mad at me. I told you. Oh, grandson, you smoked a blunt. If I smoke it moderately, then what's wrong with that? It's as good as life to me. To me, it is. You see it? And we read about scriptures that say, to that man he esteemeth one day like this, and he esteemeth all other days alike. Another man does. One man esteems herbs to be good. Another man thinks he can eat all things. In other words, one man thinks something is good to him. Another man may think it's not good and evil. So the man that thinks it's evil should then condemn the man for thinking that it's good? He should? Y'all didn't read the Bible? It talks about exactly what I'm saying. Okay? What life is then to a man that is without wine? So a man who doesn't partake at all, what is his life? That's what the question is. Did you guys read about John the Baptist? Did you read about John the Baptist? He didn't partake, he didn't eat or drink, and he was called a devil. So then what is life if you don't partake yourself? You still will be called a devil by this world. So then why won't you partake moderately? And why do you condemn others who do? Why you tell them they shouldn't at all? If that's not what we're reading there. Come on. Come on. Righteous judgment today, y'all. For it was made. Now, God is actually going to tell you why he actually even made wine, guys. While people, many have fallen by it. Many have been destroyed by it. Didn't we read that earlier? Didn't we read that earlier? Okay. But he also said, for it was made to make men glad. Just like everything else that you love. Good food. You eat too much of it, you'll get sick. But if you eat it in moderation, then you'll be fine. Now, let's go back a couple verses. Let's go back a couple verses. Okay. Verse 16. Excuse me, verse 15. Okay. Excuse me, y'all. Let's go back some more. Let's go to verse 13. Okay. Ecclesiasticus 31:13. Remember that a wicked eye is an evil thing. A wicked eye? What's a wicked eye, little flock? Not being able to see clear, to be blind. A blind eye is a wicked one, isn't it? A distorted eye or a confused eye is a wicked one, isn't it? Because it can't see clearly. All right, then. Right, then. Remember that a wicked eye is an evil thing. And what is created more wicked than an eye? What is created more wicked than an eye? What does the Bible say about the heart? I told you, this part of the body, which is Jerusalem, which is the heart, and this part of the body, which is Zion, which is the eye, are connected. They are one, but they are two kingdoms that have been separated into two instead of being one unified Israel. You see it? They've been split to the northern and the southern. They should be one. Your heart and your mind are one. Your heart and your eye are one. If the eye be light, the whole body, see, if your eye be light, then the whole body. Because your eye sees something, your heart calculates what it feels based upon what it saw, and then the whole body reacts to that. So these two are the heads of the body. They are one. Come on! Like I've told you. Now, let's continue. Therefore it weepeth upon every occasion. Verse 14, stretch not thine hand whithersoever it looketh. Let's do it. Your eye, where it looks. Where it looks and shit, that's what your body's going to respond to. Stretch not your hand everywhere it looketh. Okay? And thrust it not with him into the dish. Okay? Being hasty to eat will cause your hand to hit somebody else's hand. You remember when you were kids, you had one bag of chips, but you had several kids eating out of that bag of chips. So you get your little handful and you're eating, then your cousin or your friend or some puts their hand in there and gets theirs. And then you ate those and you wanted to get a handful real quick before the other person did. And you went to put your hand, but they went to put their hand and you hit hands at the bag. And then you were like, oh, sorry, go ahead. And they put their hand in there and shit. Then you reached in and grabbed you some more. Y'all remember that? Okay. The only reason your hands hit is because you were trying to fill your belly some more, weren't you? Come on. Continuing. Let's see if it's about greed. Let's just see. Okay. Matter of fact, I said 13. Jump back to verse 12 real quick. So we talk about greed a little bit. Let's see. If thou sit at a bountiful table, so a table that got a whole bunch of food, be not greedy upon it, and say not, there is much meat on it. Be not greedy upon it. You see what I mean? Then your eye get wicked and all that, like we read, right? Now we'll go to verse 15. Judge not thy neighbor by thyself. See? Don't judge your neighbor by your state of being that you think is right. I don't drink, so then I'm going to make sure I judge my brothers by that same standard. No, no, no. No, 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 no. Don't you see what I mean? Judge not thy neighbor by thyself, and be discreet in every point. Discreet. What does discreet mean? Loud, braggadocious, all up in somebody's face. Hey, brother, you need to quit doing that, man. You need to cut it out. That ain't discreet. You see what I mean? Eat as becometh a man, those things which are set before thee. Remember I told you guys about the beast, how he eats? He jumps on top of it and he kicks everybody else's ass away from it. Men don't do that. I described it to you. See how the words coming back full circle to bring it to your attention that that's true? Eat as becometh a man, those things which are set before thee, and devour not, lest thou be hated. You see? Ugh, that's what people gonna feel. Ugh, gluttonous nigga. Damn. See? Told you they call y'all a glutton as well. Leave off first for manner's sake, and be not unsatiable, unfillable. You just can't get enough, lest thou offend. So if you go to where you just can't get enough, you're going to offend. So a drunk man is drunk because he what? He was unsatiable, excuse me. And what didn't he do? He didn't leave off for manner's sake. He didn't. He just kept on because he was greedy. Like we talked about earlier. I believe Brother Cut said that a sign of a drunkard is greed. So then he just keeps on going and going and going and going and going until he offends you, doesn't he? He's falling out. He's fighting people. He's getting all into altercations with people. He's staggering around. He can't even remember what he's saying. He's slurring his words all over. He's lying. He's telling people horrible things about themselves. He's offending every damn body around him now because he's gone too far. Correct? Correct. Okay, then. So if you go too far, you'll offend. When thou sittest among many, reach not thy hand out first of all. See? Somebody put a plate of food down, you sit there and you wait with some class and dignity and some decorum. You don't just go, Your brothers are like, damn, can I get a biscuit? Oh, shit. I didn't realize. You didn't realize what? That we was hungry too? You can lift your eyebrows up and down all the hell you want, Charlie Chaplin. All right. A very little is sufficient for a man well nurtured, and he fetcheth not his wind short upon his bed. Sound sleep cometh of moderate eating. He riseth early. Of what kind of eating? Moderate. What kind of sleep will you get if you eat moderately? Sound sleep. See? He riseth early, and his wits are with him. His wits are with him. He got a sound mind, you see, because he's moderate. But the pain of watching and choler, which means sickness, like cholera, and pangs of the belly, irritable bowel syndrome, and what they call that shit, antacid popping and taking Rolaids and farting and burping and all kind of shit. What happened from that? Why that come? Are with an unsatiable man. See? So it works in every way. Have you ever seen a drug addict that goes too far? When they wake up in the morning, they're going, my stomach, man. I need, get your phone, man. Call up the The drug man. Hey, man, yeah, I need that, bro. Can bring me a 20 real quick just to hold me over, man. I'm sick, bro. I'm sick. See? See? Same thing the alcoholic does. He wakes up looking for that bottle. You hide it. He's beating your ass looking for that bottle. Don't take my shit. He finds it and everything. Who put it under there? Who did it? Your daughter did it because she loved your stupid ass. Don't hide my shit anymore. Fuck. Shit, I thought I wasn't going to make it there. See? It works on every level. Every level. It's all good, brother Bernard. It's all good, man. I understand. Like I said, I understand why you would say what you said. Totally. Totally do. Anybody who comes to me and says those type of things, gives a warning or say, hey, brother, you shouldn't. I understand why they're saying it. Some are saying it for wicked reasons, but there are others who are saying it because they genuinely believe that they're helping you by saying it. I totally understand that. So no harm, no foul, my brother Bernard. No harm, no foul, man. But I'm glad that now you understand. All praise to the Most High for that, because it's him who did it. He wanted you to know it. He wanted you to know the difference, you see? And all praises, now you do know it. So thank you, Abba. You sure do love us. I am love. How about y'all? How about it? So watch a little flock. Watch this. And if thou hast been forced to eat, arise, go forth and vomit, and you shall have rest. You hear that? My son, hear me and despise not. Now, this is where we started, so let's continue. Hear me and despise not. Okay? Now, let's go down to where we left off. Verse 28. Wine blank drunk, and in season bringeth gladness of the heart. Wine what? Drunk? Anybody who may be reading it, what does it say? Wine that is what? Drunk? That's right, Brother Javon. Teaching us how to be balanced men. Taking in all walks of life to be moderate. That's right. What did Paul say? I become all things to all men. So if I see a man at the bar, in order to win somebody over to me that maybe they're at the bar, I may go there and have a couple shots with him and kick it with him. Say, what y'all drinking on? Oh, man, we just drinking some Remy. Let me get a shot. Aren't you a righteous man? Yeah. Well, what are you doing drinking the shot? What are you, unrighteous? I mean, you're drinking it. And if you admit that you're unrighteous, then don't judge anybody else for their unrighteousness then. See how it works? I'm just meeting you at your level. That's it. That's love. Just like a child. You talk to a child like he's an adult, he will not understand what you're saying. Sometimes you physically have to get on your knees in front of your child. You have to condescend to his lower state. You see it? That's love. So wine that is what drunk? Measurable. That's right. Measurable. So that means you poured it in the cup and you measured out how much you're going to drink. Measurable. Wine measurably drunk. And you start drinking it and you start to feel the buzz or tipsy. And you go, okay, I'm happy. I'm glad. I'm good. If I drink any more, I'll be past the measure. See, I'll be past the measure. Now, there are people who are going to say, don't even measure. Don't you understand the balanced man, guys? Can you see him now at the bar? There's one man that drinks that does not measure. There's another man who does not drink at all. Both of those guys are wrong. They don't have any life. We just proved it. Wine is as good as life. And what is life without wine? I asked you guys yesterday, if you have a steak and you're going to cook it and eat it, will you season it? Anybody listening to this message today, will you season your steak before you cook it and eat it? Before y'all eat a steak, do you season it? If you're going to make a hamburger at home and you pat it out, do you season that patty or do you just throw it in the skillet, fry it, and eat it? So let's see. Keith says, he said he seasoned his steak. Chuck said, oh yeah. I'm seasoning my shit up nice and gonna get that rub it all in the steak and every damn thing. Always, Brother Keith said. Vaughn said, yep. You see? All right. If I have the seasoning, of course. Okay, little flock. Y'all see it? So if I got the seasoning, I'm seasoning up my steak. Now my question, it becomes, little fuck, watch this. You seasoning the steak. Watch, look, I'm going to slow down real quick. Let's just take a pause and go into the silence real quick so I can make sure everybody's here. Okay? Will seasoning the steak make it more healthy for you? Does seasoning the steak actually enhance the nutrient content of the steak? That's it, Brother Key. That's it, Brother Key. That's it, Brother Key. Because we got the keys. We got the keys. That's it, Brother Key. Because we got the keys. We got the keys. Nope, it doesn't actually make it healthier. No, it doesn't add any nutritional value to it. So then why do you take so much time to do it? Brother Key already said, I'll ask you guys why you guys do it. Why do you do it? Why do you do it? Why do you do it then? Why do you do it? Why do you do it then? Why you put the seasoning on there then? There's only one reason why you would do it. And Brother Key already had admitted it. Because it's good, man. That's why. That's why. That's why. That's the only why. Now, is it sin? Watch what I'm telling you. Is it sinful to season your steak before you cook it? I'm listening. Is it sinful for you to pull out some Zatarain's, sprinkling that shit? Nigga got all kind of shit, garlic powder, onion and shit, all kind of stuff he's sprinkling, salt, pepper, got some olive oil, we're rubbing it in there and every damn thing. Is he sinful now? Brother Key, you hitting it right on the head, brother. The spice of life, man. The spice of life, to have life and have it more abundantly. That's why you do it. Dog, I love the flockulators, man. Brother Chuck said, it's a sin, man. If you don't season that steak, you ain't lying. I go to somebody's house, they're like, grandson, would you like a ribeye? I'm like, yeah, sure, you got it. Yeah, no problem, man. I'll hook it up for you. I could hear the nigga in the kitchen with the pots and the pans and everything. I'm like, oh, yeah, everybody give me a ribeye. Hell yeah. Sitting back. All of a sudden, I hear some shit sizzling. I'm like, I don't smell the seasonings or anything. Maybe he just did it and I didn't even know. So I sit there, everything. Then he puts the steak on the plate in front of me with a fork and a knife and everything. Here you go, grandson. Where's the savor? Now I sound like Yahusha. This has lost its savor. What good is this steak to me but to be cast out and trampled under the foot of a damn dog or something? I don't want to eat that. See? Do you see? Okay, so now that we've discovered this little point, that a man is not sinful because he seasoned his steak. Now, there are two type of men. I've already told you. There are two type of men. There's the one man who will over-season his steak. Now, do you want an over-seasoned steak? You were pouring the salt and the cap fell off and all the salt fell on the steak. You still want it? Or is there a chance you might get sick if you eat that? Is it offensive If somebody made you a steak and they spilt salt all over it and just dusted it off and said, "Oh well," and then put it back in there, cooked it, and gave it to you, when you eat it, is it going to offend you? Remember what we said about the drunk man? He gets offensive and he offends people when he gets drunk, when he overindulges. So it's the salt overindulged, and now you got offended. Come on, y'all. This ain't hard. This ain't hard. Okay? But not my bad. My bad. Daughter. Okay. My bad about that. I didn't know. But yeah, that's right, brother. Cause ain't no male or female over here. But thank you for allowing me to have a better understanding so that I can speak right when I speak to you, Banath. Okay? Sister, Banath. All right? All right. So now, if you over season the steak, you don't want it either. If you don't season it, you don't want it. You want it to be seasoned moderately. So then, this goes for every aspect of a man's life. You have two men. One eats the steak without any seasoning on it, and he thinks he's righteous before God. Then the other man eats the steak over seasoned, and he gets sick. And then there's one who is in the middle. Which one is the righteous one? Out of those three men, which one is the righteous one? And then you have to do this with everything else in life. So then you might as well get ready, because the grandson's going to take you down that path. Once you admit who the righteous one is, we got to keep going through life with it. So out of those three men I just described, which one would you call the righteous one? The one that don't eat no seasoning on it? The one that does eat the seasoning? Or the one that over seasons? Which one's righteous? Season with love. That's the righteous man out of the three. So then which man should you be? You should have a little seasoning in your life. Seasoning means it doesn't enhance anything other than the pleasure of it, of life, of living life. Life is not pleasurable. So then you do things to enhance that. Like Yahusha did. You drink some wine. Come on now. And that makes the steak you live in or the life you live in taste better and is more palatable. In other words, you're able to endure it easier. Correct? Now put a bunch of damn seasonings on that steak, overfill it with seasonings, and then taste it and see if you can endure it to the end. You ain't gonna get halfway through that steak. You can't endure that steak. But the succulent steak, you're mad when it ends. You're like, damn, that was quick, right? That was fast as hell. Everything when you're having fun is like that. Damn, it was over quick. Yep. So y'all follow this. So then if you take three men and put them at a bar, one man is drunk, one man does not drink, and one man is sipping, but is not drunk. Who's the righteous man out of that group? Out of those three men, which one is righteous? While y'all percolating on that, John the Baptist said, I must decrease, right? Did John the Baptist season his steak? Gosh golly, I don't know if they can hear the wisdom, guys. I don't know. I don't know if they can hear it. John the Baptist, did he season his steak when he ate it? That's right, Brother Vaughn. That's right. That one that's in the middle, like, chilling. He like, you talk to him, he has all his wits about him. He's clear-minded as hell. Despite what he's putting into his vessel, he's still very clear-minded. See? Thank you, Brother Chuck. I felt like that too. When Abba gave it to me, I said, wow, Abba. All right. Okay. So then go to a restaurant. Like I said, you can do this with everything in life. You see three men there. You see one man full of table full of food. He's snatching chicken wings, breaking that shit, eating it. Got a drumstick in the other hand. He eating that mashed potato. He's eating like a maniac until he gets so sick and everything. He's damn near about to vomit and throw up and every damn thing. Got diarrhea and everything. This nigga then filled himself to the brim, damn near busted open. Then you have one guy who just refuses to eat anything but salad. That nigga dabbing the little tomato around on his plate, spinning it around and everything. That's all I'm eating today. It's all I ever eat. Because I'm righteous, that's why. And then you see another man in the middle who has a steak on his plate, got some mashed potatoes, maybe a baked potato with some sour cream on that shit and every damn thing. Got some asparagus on there, got some salad on the side, got a roll. That's the righteous man out of the three. This ain't hard to understand. And then the over righteous over there with the salad is going to say, hey, why you got that steak on your plate? Why are you eating meat? Why are you eating death? You don't eat life. Well, if you were eating life, then you should eat that salad and not die. But you're going to eat that salad and your ass will still die. So then, why don't you eat the bread that come from heaven? Huh? Yeah, that's what I thought you'd say. Oh boy, spiritually minded and carnally minded. There's only two. So let's continue, little flock. Verse 28. Wine measurably drunk and in season bringeth gladness of the heart and cheerfulness of the what? Cheerfulness of the mind. You see it? So Yahushua drank wine measurably, and his mind had to be what? Cheerful. What did he tell you guys to have a mind full of what? Be of good what? Be of good what? This is Yahushua saying this. What did he say? That you should be good what? What did he say? That's right, Brother Vaughn. Your eyes is bigger than your stomach. You ever did that before? I have. I've been hungry as hell one time, and I have a plan. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I know exactly what I want. But I've been waiting a long time and shit, thinking I wanted it. But then when I get it and I sit down and eat it, I take like 2 bites out of it. I'm like, that ever happened to you? You're like, damn, guess my eyes were bigger than my stomach. I thought I wanted it, but I really don't want it. See what I mean? That's right, brothers. Cheers. Full of good cheer. Isn't that what he told us? Be of good cheer. Wouldn't a man that had a cheerful heart tell you to have one? Well, we just read that wine makes a cheerful heart. Now, did this man that said have a cheerful heart drink wine? Yes. That's how I feel about weed. The exact same way. Weed is wine to me because I don't drink alcohol like that. Very rarely will you ever see me drink alcohol at all. But I will sometimes, maybe, depending on the season and the circumstance I'm in. You see what I mean? But weed has the same effect to me as drinking does. It make your heart glad, cheerful. What did Cat Williams say? Your mind is all stressed out, thinking about bills. I didn't say this, so don't get mad at me for saying it. Cat Williams said it. Take it up with him. He said you're thinking about bills, you think about all your problems, you think about all the things that you got to do, and you're stressed. Then you hit the weed, and you go, fuck them bills. You stop stressing. Now, does God want you stressing? So weed was made to make men glad. That's why God made it. That's why you have cannabinoid receptors in your brain. Why do you have things in your brain that receive cannabinoids? Why do you have that made in you? Ask God why. He'll tell you. Why does a kid that's having a seizure and everything take some cannabis oil and squirt it under his tongue and then he stops having a seizure? And he wakes up in his right mind and he's fine. How come these things take place, guys? I wonder why. I wonder why. In the kingdom, the lion will not eat the lamb, and there won't be any more death. Can you help me with the understanding of that, please? No doubt about it. Death is the carnal mind. So what does your mind eat on a daily basis? Well, the carnal mind eats death. So the carnal mind is a beast. In this context you're describing, that would be the lion. He eats straw now. Straw represents he doesn't eat death anymore, which means he doesn't eat carnal thoughts anymore. The lamb also eats spiritual thoughts. So now the predator or the lion that was carnal, that was a beast, now eats the same diet. That's like you, that's like me, that's like anybody that's been converted. Your diet is converted. Your mind has been converted. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. So now what your mind eats is no longer death. It's not about physical eating. See? Take no thought of what you shall eat or drink. Who told you that? Take no thought or take some thought. Take no thought for what you shall eat or drink. No thought. Assume you have already had it. And Abba will provide for you exactly what you need in season. And it's up for you to faithfully believe that when you see it set before you. You see what I mean, little flock? See what I mean? Like I said, John the Baptist, he wouldn't have seasoned his steak. Matter of fact, he would not have eaten a steak. He ate locust and honey. So then he didn't eat the steak, nor did he season it. Did he drink any wine? Yahushua already told you about what he did when he came. He did not come eating and drinking. So no, he didn't drink wine. So then he didn't have the gladness of heart. He didn't have the spice of life. So he had to decrease. And the other one who did have the spice had to increase, right? He is the one who said, if the salt has lost its savor, what good is it? If life has lost its spice, then what good is living? So then when you see people that have that mindset, what good is living? Those are the ones you see killing themselves with some substance because they'd rather die. Because they've lost the savor of life. Am I denying it? Am I lying? So they overindulge, which causes them to be sick. Okay, guys. Hope you can understand it. Let's see what y'all are saying in here before I continue. A blunt and a good cup of coffee. You know that's right. Agreed. I was told not to. See, this is what I was describing earlier in the other messages. Each man has his own understanding of what's good or what's right for him. So let him do that before him and his God. He don't have to judge his brother for what his brother do. I was told not to, so then I don't. Why? Because I was told not to. I tell other people not to. That's like the kids I told you about. The father has 2 kids. He tells one kid, do the dishes before I get back. Now, he didn't tell the other kid anything. He just told the one kid, do the dishes before I get back, and he leaves. That kid that's doing the dishes is looking at the other kid. Look at what I'm telling you. Look at what I'm telling you. Doesn't he? He looks at his sibling, and he goes, why did dad not tell my sibling to do something? He told me to do it, so why didn't he tell them? Don't you see it? Okay, I hope you do. I hope you do. Now, that other kid that wasn't told anything, was it his fault he wasn't told not to? Okay, let's continue with the word, y'all. Okay, verse 29. But wine drunken with excess. How come people didn't hear it with excess? How come they hear wine drunken and stop? But wine, when you see a man drinking it, no. Drunken excess maketh bitterness of the mind. See? Bitter steak. Ooh, this steak is bitter as hell. What shit? Well, you said season it good. I said season it good, nigga. What Chris Tucker say on Rush Hour? Nigga, I said better food. I ain't saying nothing about no soul food. I said some better food. Damn, Chin. This some greasy shit. Remember when Chris Tucker said that shit? Damn, Chin, this some greasy shit. I said some the Chinese man said, Chinese food here, no soul food. And Chris Tucker said, I ain't saying nothing about no soul food. I said, you ain't got no better food? And here's little flock. Oh, look at this. Look at this little flock. Y'all see this? Can y'all see that man? Did y'all see what that man was doing? Okay. All right, so let's continue. So when the wine is drunk extra, too much spice on that steak, it make bitterness of mind with brawling and quarreling. Niggas start beefing with everybody. Told you. Everything was cool. Now that nigga got drunk. Fuck you, man. Fuck you. I've seen it too many times. It also has happened to me. What you want to do? You want to fight or something? No, bro, I'm just chilling. Why you so upset? Why you all up in arms? Cuz, bro, I don't like you, motherfucker. That's why. You think you the shit or something, huh? Just 5 minutes ago, we were all laughing, having a good time. Now, where's all this coming from? Because he got too much salt on his steak and now he's mad. Drunkenness increases the rage of a fool. Stop. So you have to be a fool when you drink. So you were a fool already before you drank. So now I should address your drinking and not your foolishness that you had before you started drinking? Drunkenness increases the rage of a fool till he offends. Told you. It diminishes strength and it maketh wounds. Rebuke not thy neighbor at the wine. Look at this, what I'm telling y'all. And despise him not in his mirth. Despise him not in his mirth. Mirth means laughter. So a brother, like you said, he got a little blunt, he's smoking it, he start laughing. The other overrighteous guy is looking like, look at this guy. Look at him fucking laughing. Look at him. High as fuck, fucking junkie. Look at this guy, weed head ass stoner. Look at him. I know. That's what y'all thought about Yahusha. Thought the same damn thing. You despised him because of his cheerfulness. He told you be a good cheer, which means you niggas wasn't being. Y'all too serious about everything. You don't know how to laugh. You don't know how to relax and rest. That's Israelites' problem. They don't know how to relax and rest. Read your Bible and see if that's the problem. All they know how to do is to do works of their hands to please God, they think. That's not how you do it. You rest in what he's promised you. That's how you do it. At least that's what Abraham taught us to do. What could Abraham do to make Isaac come? Let's do this shit. Stop playing. I'm tired of this shit. What did Abraham do to make Isaac come into his life, guys? What did he do? That's all he did, Brother Cut. He didn't do anything else. He couldn't. He believed God, and it was counted unto him for righteousness. That's what the Bible says. So then if I want to be a righteous man, what do I need to do? Believe what God told me. I got everything you need, grandson. Well, then all right then. Why should I go searching? Why should I be biting my fingernails, looking and skeptical and scared of how something's going to get taken care of? You promised me that I don't need to take thought of it. So then I don't. I really live like that. I don't take thought. I don't know what the fuck going to happen tomorrow. I just literally don't know. And I like it like that because it keeps my life spicy. But you niggas, I guess, is scared of some spice to put on your steak. No, grandson. I eat my steak without any seasoning at all. I'm so righteous. I don't even fry it. I just cut it off the cow and start eating it. What? Y'all hear me today? So rebuke not thy neighbor at the wine. Despise him not in his mirth. Give him no despiteful words. So why would you give him despiteful words? Why would you do that? Why would you be giving your neighbor despiteful words? It's talking about wine. What would cause you to speak, what does it say? Despiteful words. What is it? While you're thinking about that, I'll continue. Give him no despiteful words and press not upon him with urging him to drink. See that little flop? Y'all see that? Okay. All right. Now, yesterday's message, we read about staggering. I told you guys about Abraham. You guys said he couldn't do anything to make Isaac come. See that? When he tried to do something to make Isaac come, did he make Isaac come or did he make a mistake come? What did he do? Whose ideal was it for him to try to make Isaac on his own? Whose idea was that? Mm-hmm. That's right, Brother Cut. Sarah, his wife. She said, lay with Hagar, and she'll have the child, and I'll bring the child up as my own. And Abraham hearkened unto his wife. So he thought, he felt as though he could get what he desired by the work of his own hands, and he didn't get it. So then, will you? So then, how did Abraham get what he wanted? What did he do to get it? That's my question. He tried to do something and he failed. So then, if you try to do something, you'll fail. You must do what is necessary in order to get it, which is what? What must one do in order to get the thing that he desires? That's all he did, brother. He had faith. He believed. So then, if you believe it's done already, what's the key word? What will you do? If it's done, will you start working? Or if it's done, will you rest? Which one will you do? Which one will you do? You will rest. So now, when Abraham rested from trying to make it happen, did it still happen? My next question. When he rested from trying to make it happen, did it still happen anyway? Without him forcing it or trying to make it happen, did it still happen? Yes, it did. So then, will it still happen for you if you rest from trying to make it happen? Will it still happen for you? That's the only time it will. I hope y'all heard that part very good. That is the only time it will happen. If you seek another way for it to happen, then it won't happen. You'll get a dud in its place. You'll get heartbroken and distressed. That's all you'll get. You see it? So then this should make it very clear about men today. When God, those who believe that those who are saved, are they working or are they resting? Watch how we're about to slice this whole wide world. Those who are saved, are they working or resting? That's right, Brother Cut. That's right. And nobody can deny this. So then if somebody comes up to you and tells you to start working, then what does that mean? That they're not saved yet. That's what it means. Because if you're saved, you rest from working to be saved. Now, this rest that I'm describing, is it written in the book of Hebrews that we've entered into it already? While there are some people who still are looking for that rest, and God says, you will not enter into my rest because you're faithless. Isn't that what he said? The only way you can enter in is by faith. Believing it's already done is what faith is, isn't it? Waiting for something to be done is not the same thing as knowing it's already done, is it? That's right. That's right. Chilling. You see it? All right. Now, this is what we were reading yesterday. I'll go ahead and cover it real quick. Romans chapter 4, where we read about drunkenness. I told you what true drunkenness is to the spirit. Spirit has an idea of what drunkenness is, and then the flesh has one. I'll give you guys an example of others so that you know I'm not lying. The spirit has an idea of what adultery is, but the carnal mind has an idea of what adultery is. Are they the same idea? That's right, Brother Chuck. That's right. No, they don't. So then which one do you have? The spiritual one or the carnal one? See how that working? That determines where you stand. You see? So let's see what Abraham did here. Romans chapter 4, verse 17. Now, what is faith? Faith is the substance of the thing hoped for, evidence not seen. The substance of what you hope for. Let's read. Who against hope believed in hope, the substance of what you hope for, evidence not seen. That's what it means when it says against hope. So the world was against what he desired to have, which is his own child. He was 100 years old when he had him. That means that the world is against, the flesh is against that. Is the flesh mind against God? Look how it keeps going. Look how it just keeps going. So then the false prophet was talking to Abraham too, wasn't he? And what was the false prophet telling Abraham? Come on, guys. Flocculate. Flocculate. What was the false prophet telling Abraham? Now that y'all know who the false prophet is, what was he prophesying over Abraham's life? It's very obvious the things that he would be saying to Abraham. One of them obviously would be, you're too old, right? That's that's right, brother Chris. That's right. You're too old to have a kid, man. You're too old. That's right, brother Vaughn. You're too old. So then how come he believed it still? Because he was promised it. That's why. See what I'm saying to you, little flock? It was a promise. That's right, brother Vaughn. Any excuse to get him out of the gift. So he's doing it to you too. You're not this enough. Don't you know you don't have this? So then you can't have what you want. Because don't you know you need that to have that? Don't you know, Abraham, you need to be a young man in your prime to have children? Don't you know you need to be a young man? Don't you know your wife needs to be young? Don't you know she's beyond the age of being able to get pregnant? Don't you know this, Abraham? Don't y'all know that was what he was being told by the deceiver, by the hairy he goat deceiver? Yes, he was. By the carnal mind, he was being told that. But he gave 10% to Melchizedek. Abraham did. Didn't he? Yes, he did. So let's continue. Let's continue. Who against hope believed in hope that he might become the father of many nations, according to that which was spoken. See? According to what was spoken, so shall thy seed be. And being not weak in faith, he considered not his own body now dead. So he considered not his own body. So I don't give a damn what this nigga say. I don't care what this carnal minded say. Yeah, I don't give a damn what the carnal minded say. I don't care what the carnal mind done say. Nah, I don't give a damn what the carnal mind done did. Why? Because my Abba is good. He is good. He is good. And y'all, that's what Abraham was saying. I don't give a damn. I didn't consider it. So then if you don't consider it, then can you be deceived? No. I don't look at the outward appearance to judge whether I'm healthy enough to have a child. I don't look at the flesh to tell me that. But they want you to look at it. Who? The false prophet wants you to look at it. The beast wants you to look at it. Don't they? Yeah. Yeah. They deceived the whole world. That means they deceived your whole body into falling into sin. That's what it means. Continuing. He considered not his own body now dead, when he was about 100 years old, neither yet the deadness of Sarah's womb. He didn't even think about Sarah's age, his own age, her womb, or anything. He didn't consider that, because if he did, he would have not had faith and believed. Right? Easy. He staggered not. Stop. He staggered not. So do you understand what it means to be drunk? So if Abraham had heard the promise and staggered, would he be a drunkard? See what I'm saying to you, little flockulators? He staggered not at the promise of God through unbelief, but was strong in faith, giving glory to God. Thanking Abba. Thank you, Abba, for what you did for me. Thank you for giving me a son. Thank you for making me the father of many nations. Abba, thank you for that. That's what you say after it's already done. That's called faith. That's what Abraham did. So we don't give a damn what you try to do. See how it works? And being fully persuaded, that what he had promised, he was able also to perform. He was fully persuaded. See? And therefore it was imputed to him for righteousness. Now it was not written for his sake alone that it was imputed to him, but for us also. See? This is why I'm sharing with you today. What was written that Abraham did was written for your benefit. So how do you benefit from hearing what Abraham did? What did Abraham do? He disregarded the 3D world. He ignored it. He did not consider it at all. He did not consider reason. He did not consider logic. Matter of fact, he kicked it out and threw it into the pit. And he believed God. And that's what made him a righteous man. Did it say all the acts that he had did in life that made him righteous? No. Did it say Rahab did a bunch of stuff that made her righteous? No. She had faith. She did one thing. Abel, he did one thing. Gideon, all of them that you read about that had faith. It wasn't a whole laundry list of magnificent, wondrous things they had done. They just simply believed. God said stop being scared, and they stopped getting scared. That's righteousness. God said I love you, and they believed it. That's righteousness. There's other people that hear God say I love you, and they go, but God, but I need to get this out of my life first, and then you'll love me, right? Didn't I say I love you? Yeah, but then I have to get this right, then you'll love me. Well, then that means I'm not loving you. That means I'm not loving you, right? That means you're not loved, right? If you got to do something, then I will. That means I'm not. If I got to then will. I hear what I'm saying to you. All right. Let's go. Let's keep going. Okay. Let's see. What I want next. Okay. Let's get a quick side note. Proverbs 25:16. Proverbs 25:16 says, have you found honey? Eat so much as is sufficient for thee, lest thou be filled therewith and vomit it. So what does that mean, little flock? What does that mean? Sister Banath, sure. When the message is done, I'll come back to you and ask you what you wanted to ask. And yeah, feel free, most definitely. That's right, Brother Cut. That's right. Any good thing that you find, moderate it. You see it? If you go overboard, you'll get sick and you'll vomit. That's what happens when people drink. They go overboard, then they're over there on the bed going, and then what do? You grab a trash can. And that nigga go, you're like, you hear? You hear it? That's right, Brother Vaughn. That's a good analogy as well. Honey is also synonymous with flattery. So when somebody coming all up to you, gosh, man, yeah, this and that, and you're this and this and this, and man, you're so that, so this. Hey, man, I'm gonna vomit here in a second if you don't stop. Y'all hear me today, little flock? You're gonna make me throw up. Trying to get me caught in the honey trap. Ain't gonna work on me. Brother Cut, the honey trap. That's right. That's right. All right. So now, don't go overboard. Now let's get some precepts to prove this point, little flock. The book of Exodus chapter 16. Okay. The book of Exodus chapter 16. Start at verse 1. Now watch good, little flock, and listen good. And they took their journey from Elim, and all the congregation of the children of Israel came unto the wilderness of Sin, which is between Elim and Sinai, on the 15th day of the second month after their departing out of the land of Egypt. And the whole congregation of the children of Israel murmured against Moses and Aaron in the wilderness. These niggas, man, what they bring us out here for, bro? They don't know what the hell they're doing. They don't know what they're talking about. They probably are just deceiving us, telling us about some God named I Am that we've never heard of or seen before. Talking about he's powerful and everything. Yeah, well, I don't know about all of that. All I know is we need to be going somewhere where we can get something to eat and something to drink. That's all I'm thinking about anyway. Yeah, we know. So let's just keep on reading and see what we see here. Let's just keep reading and see what we see. Okay. And the children of Israel said unto them, would to God we had died by the hand of I Am in the land of Egypt, even when we sat by the flesh pots, and when we did eat bread to the full, to the full. We were in Egypt, we were slaves, but at least we had some good McDonald's to eat every now and again. I mean, I could get a hot and ready for $5. I can't get it anymore. But you used to get a hot and ready for $5, man, in Egypt. It's way better. I can't even get a piece of pizza out here in the wilderness. Talking about it's better for me to be out here. Yeah, right. It's better for me to die in Egypt, where at least I had a big ass pot of chili to eat at home. Gosh, I had a bridge card. I could buy all the food I wanted. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Y'all hear what I'm saying? So that's the way the Israelites was feeling, right? Now watch this, little flock. Watch this. For you, who? Moses and Aaron, the leaders. For you have brought us forth into this wilderness to kill this whole assembly with hunger. You brought us out here that we would die of starvation. We don't have anything to eat. Yahushua said, take no thought of what you should eat or drink. Look how these niggas thinking about it. Carnal as hell. Can't help but be. Then said I Am unto Moses, behold, I will rain bread from heaven for you. Look at this response from the merciful one. I will rain bread from heaven for you. And the people shall go out, listen good, the people shall go out and gather a certain rate every day, measure. A certain rate, a measure. How often should they do it? Every day. Y'all understand why I'm pausing here? Oh, let's keep going. So why are you doing this, Abba? That I may prove them. There's that word again, prove. That I may prove them. Show what's in their heart. I want to see what's in your heart. So I'm going to put you in a circumstance that will pull what's in your heart out. Listen good at that. Why am I saying listen good at that? Because in your life, you may go into many circumstances that look uncomfortable, that look precarious, that look like you're going to starve, that look like you will not have the things that you need. It gonna look like. Understand what I'm saying? It gonna look like and look like, but that don't mean it is. So if you're the type of man that it don't mean it is, then you're gonna endure it patiently, like Abraham did. I'm already thanking Abba for feeding me. The other kids, what they saying? But God doesn't love us. Yep. Okay. Well, let's keep reading and see. So they will bring in a certain rate that I may prove them whether they will walk in my law or no. See? And it shall come to pass that on the the 6th day. So the day before the day of rest, what should you do? They shall prepare that which they bring in, and it shall be twice as much as they gather daily. So on the 6th day, you gather in twice as much. Why do you do that? Why do you gather in twice as much on the 6th day, little flock? Brother Cuss says some Popeyes. Y'all hear me? So why do you gather in twice as much on the 6th day? For the 7th day. You know, and what is the 7th day? What is the 7th day? That's right. To make for the Shabbat. Because on the Shabbat, are you going to gather? Are you going to work? Are you going to work or are you going to be resting, chilling like the flockulators are doing? Yeah, that's what I thought. So now, and Moses and Aaron said to the children of Israel, at even when you, then you shall know that I am, have brought you out from the land of Egypt. In the morning you shall see the glory of I am, for that he hears your murmurs and against him. Come on. He hear you murmuring against I am. What are they murmuring? How are they murmuring against I am? I am in the wilderness and I have nothing to eat. I am in a horrible situation. I am in a place where God brought me to starve me. That's not true. He's bringing you somewhere to show you his wonders and his power. That's where he's actually bringing you to. But you don't believe that, obviously. So watch what it says, little flock. I've heard your murmurings, he says. He says, and what are we that ye murmur against us? He said, Moses and Aaron, they said, what are we? Why y'all murmuring against us like we did something? It's Abba that do everything. And Moses said, this shall be when I am shall give you in the evening flesh to eat, and in the morning bread to the full. For that I am hears your murmurings, which you murmur against him. And what are we? Your murmurings are not against us, but against I am. See? You ain't murmuring against us, talking about what we did. You murmuring against I am, not me. And Moses spake to Aaron, said to the congregation of the children of Israel, come near before I am, for ye have heard your murmurings. And it come to pass, as Aaron spake to the whole congregation of the children of Israel, that they looked toward the wilderness, and behold, the glory of I am appeared in the cloud. And I am spake unto Moses, saying, I have heard the murmuring of the children of Israel. Speak unto them, saying, at even you shall eat flesh, and in the morning you shall be filled with bread, and you shall know that I am your power. And it came to pass that at even the quails came up and covered the camp, and in the morning the dew lay around about the host. And when the dew that was lay was gone up, behold, upon the face of the wilderness there lay a small round thing, as small as the hoarfrost on the ground. And when the children of Israel saw it, they said one to another, it is manna, for they wist not what it was. They didn't even know what it was. So they said, it's called, what is this? That's what manna means. What is this? And Moses said unto them, this is the bread which I am hath given you to eat. This is the thing which I am have commanded. Gather of it every man according to his eating. Gather it every man according to his eating. Man may only want 2 pieces of manna. Another man may want 6 pieces of manna. He needs more because maybe he's a different age or at a different point in life, or maybe his health is different, or whatever the case may be. You see? An omer for every man, according to the number of your persons. Take ye every man for them which are in his tents. So omer for you, omer for your wife, omer for your kid, omer for your daughter, omer for your son. You hear it? Okay. If you're just a man, single man, you just take an omer. See what I'm describing to you? If it's just you and your wife, you take an omer for her and an omer for you. That's what I was saying. So everybody gets an omer. Everybody get equal. See what I mean? So let's see what happens. Now remember, you guys, I told you about the cursed thing, about Achan, and he touched on the cursed thing. Let's keep reading. Okay? Let's keep reading. Hold on, little block. Okay? And the children of Israel did so and gathered some more, some less. See, some people had more, some people had less. And when they did meet it with an omer, he that gathered much had nothing over, and he that gathered little had no lack. See it? They gathered every man according to his eating. And Moses said, let no man leave of it till the morning. Notwithstanding, they hearkened not unto Moses. Stop. What's his grandson telling y'all to stop for? So did they listen and do what they were told to do? No. Why not? Why do you guys think they didn't hearken? Well, let's keep reading. They hearkened not unto Moses, but some of them left of it until the morning. And it bred worms, and it stank. And Moses was wroth with them. See? They left some, it got rotten, and it got stanking. And they gathered it every morning, every man according to his eating, and when the sun waxed hot, it melted. And it came to pass on the 6th day they gathered twice as much bread, 2 omers from one man. All the rulers of the congregation came and told Moses. And he said unto them, This is that which I am have said. Tomorrow is the rest of the holy Sabbath unto I am. Bake that which you shall bake today, and seethe it that you will seethe, and that which remaineth over lay up for you to be kept until the morning. And they laid it up until the morning, and Moses bade, and it did not stink, neither was there any worm in therein. So when they stacked it up before, it got all putrid and nasty. But they had to stack it up for the Sabbath, and that didn't get all nasty and everything. See? All right. So let's jump ahead. Okay? Watch this. And Moses said, Eat that today, for today is a Sabbath unto I am. Today you shall not find it in the field. So you won't find manna on the Sabbath day. You'll find it on the other 6 days, but you won't find it on the Sabbath. Why? Because God rests on the Sabbath. So should you. So let's see. 6 days you shall gather it, but on the 7th day, which is the Sabbath, in it there shall be none. And it came to pass that there went out some of the people on the 7th day to gather, and they found none. Stop. Why are they going out on the Sabbath day? If they were told that there won't be any, why did they go anyway? Why do you think? And I'm going to keep reading. And I am said to Moses, how long refuse you to keep my commandments and my law? How long are y'all going to fight against me? You see it? Okay. Okay. You're going to jump ahead. I guess y'all get the point from that. I know you do. Okay. Romans chapter 10, little flock. We're getting near the end of this message. And if there's anything left, we'll continue on another one. But we won't cram it all in because we don't want to overindulge. We want to eat with moderation, y'all. Okay, little flock. We want to eat with moderation. Okay. Brother Cuss said they literally called it what the? That's right. They called it, what is this? Okay. Romans chapter 10, start at verse 1. Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to God for Israel is that they might be saved. For I bear them record that they have a zeal of power, but not according to knowledge. So they have a zeal, which means a desire. They want to serve God. They want to please God, but it's not according to knowledge. Do you see what I mean about how most people are? They're on one side or the other. You see, they're not balanced. That's what pleases God. For you to be in the middle is what pleases Him. Most people don't know that. They don't have the knowledge of that. See? For they being ignorant of God's righteousness. See, God's righteousness is being in the middle, moderate. That's God's righteousness. They're ignorant of that. See how the Bible speaks? It just tells you everything perfectly. He says they are ignorant of God's righteousness, and so what they do, and they go about to establish their own. Don't do this. Don't do that. You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do that. If you tell me not to do it and I don't, then I'm not being moderate. Or am I? Well, no, you're not. So then why would I listen to you? See what I'm trying to say to you, little flock? Okay? But when people say cut this out and cut that out, you believe them. You believe that's what will solve your problem. It won't. You'll still have the problem inside your heart. Even if you get rid of the thing that you're doing outwardly, you'll still have the defect. That's what needs to be dealt with. Like I said, that woman was taken in adultery. Did Christ even mention the adultery to her? That's my question, guys. They said they caught her in the very act. Did Yahushua bring it up when he talked to her? What did he say? Did he talk about her act at all? Did he? See what I'm trying to say to you guys? So they go about to establish their own righteousness. They have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of God. See, they haven't submitted themselves to the truth. It's just about balance and being equal, not being in iniquity, but being in equity, equal, balanced between two forces. I'm balanced in between them. I'm in between good and evil. I just am. I didn't have the knowledge of good and evil. I didn't have it in the beginning. I wasn't supposed to have it at all. People keep forgetting that. They keep forgetting it. You had to sin in order to get that kind of knowledge. See? All knowledge ain't good knowledge. Hear that? For Christ is the end of the law for righteousness to everyone that believes. Here we go with that word believes again. And you hear people that are over righteous or over wicked. You don't just believe God. The hell kind of teaching is that? All you gotta do is believe. That ain't gonna get nothing done. Well, tell that to Abraham then. I know. Guy exposed your heart as a beast, Neanderthal. Shut up. Continuing. For Moses described the righteousness which is of the law, that the man which doeth those things shall live by them. But the righteousness which is of faith, is righteousness, and then there's righteousness of faith. See? Speaketh on this wise, say not in thine heart, who shall ascend into heaven? That is to bring Christ down from above, or who shall descend into the deep? That is to bring Christ again from the dead. But what saith it? The word is nigh into thee. The word is nigh thee, even in thy mouth. You hear me, little flock? And in thy heart. That is the word of faith which we preach. See it? It ain't over there, and it ain't over there. It's in here. That's where the word is at. That cuts through everything that's trying to tell me that I don't have the thing that I desire. I cut right through it with the truth, because the truth is what makes you free. Nothing else does. All right? Let me see if there's anything else I want from there before I move forward. So they go about to establish their own righteousness when they are ignorant of God's. So there are people in the earth right now that will tell you something that did not come from God. And I'm going to prove it to you. I'm going to prove it to you. Even if it came from an angel. Let's see what the Bible has to say. So he said there in Romans, I would that all Israel be saved. But they're ignorant. They don't have the knowledge to be saved. They're ignorant of God's righteousness, so they go about thinking that they know what righteousness is, and they don't. See that? Okay. Colossians chapter 2, verse 1. I'll give y'all a second to get there, little flock. Colossians 2, verse 1. Let's see what y'all saying real quick. The book of Genesis 25:29. What was Esau running from? Faint. Did Jacob know something? Is that why he questioned him? Yes, he did. Yes, he did, Sister Bernath. Esau was fleeing because he had murdered somebody. And when a man is in a fight for his life, he comes back covered in blood. Listen good, little flock. He comes back covered in blood when he's been in a fight for his life. Now, his brother Jacob, he knew and understood that Esau was a mighty hunter of the field. So it's not surprising for him to come home bloody. It's not a surprise. It's only a surprise if he comes home bloody and he doesn't have any kill when he comes back. He doesn't have any venison when he returns. He doesn't have a deer when he returns. Why did you return empty-handed with all that blood all over you? What did you do, Esau? What have you done? I'm faint and I'm about to die. Give me some of that pottage. So yeah, he had just killed Nimrod. Now, when you read in the book of Genesis, you'll read about a mighty hunter named Nimrod. See how it's always about a mighty hunter? So Nimrod was a mighty hunter. It also says that about Esau. Esau came after Nimrod. So Esau came to take Nimrod's place. So he killed Nimrod. And then he came back, and Jacob knew he had killed somebody because he saw the blood all over his garments, but he didn't have any dinner. What you was killing, Esau? Huh? What did you kill? So hopefully I answered your question there. No problem. Brother Chris. Oh, my phone again sliding down. Are you familiar with the book of Jasher, I believe, Brother Christopher? I believe it may have this phone. There may be a place in there that describes that event that took place before he met his brother Jacob. It may be in Jasher or one of those books like that. Okay. I actually did a video on this probably a few years back about why Esau was faint and what he had done right before he came there. Because he didn't just kill Nimrod. Nimrod, let me give you guys a little bit more meat about that. Nimrod was in the field and he had two men with him, his two bodyguards. And of course, Nimrod was deadly, and so were these bodyguards that were with him. So he was in the field hunting for boar. He went to go hunt for some boar meat. And while he was out there hunting, Esau stumbled upon him and killed him. Do you see that little plot? And he killed the two bodyguards as well. So he was in a fight for his life. And that's exactly what it says. He was in a fight for his life. You see? Peace to you, Sister Banath. Peace to you. All right, Second Colossians, and I think Little Flock, I think we'll go ahead and end it around here because, like I said, there's plenty more still that we can go through. But I think we'll go ahead and end it here. We've been going for a while now, almost 3 hours. I'm sure y'all got stuff y'all got to do. All right, so Colossians chapter 2. Okay. Start at verse 1. For I would that you knew what great conflict I have for you and for them at Laodicea. Is Laodicea one of those churches mentioned in the book of Revelation? Yep. Now, what did we read in Ecclesiasticus about an eye and about how wicked it is? If your eye be darkness, your whole body will be full of darkness. But if your eye be light, your whole body shall be full of light. Laodicea is that church. You see that? That's being mentioned here in Colossians. It's also being mentioned in Revelation. So let's continue. And for as many as have not seen my face in the flesh, that their hearts might be comforted, being knit together in love unto all riches of the full assurance of understanding, to the acknowledgement of the mystery of power and of the Father and of Christ, in whom are hid all the treasures of wisdom and knowledge. And this I say, lest any man, look, this I say, lest any man should beguile you. Beguile mean trick. Told you the deceiver trying to trick you. That any man that should beguile you, with what? Enticing words. Enticing words. So how does a man trick you? With strong ass, unclean, cussing ass language, you guys say? Nope. Enticing words is how he will get you. That's how evil looks. You see it? Any man should beguile you with enticing words. Okay? Okay? As you have therefore received Christ Yahushua, the head of the body, so walk ye in him, rooted and built up in him. Associate with him. See? Rooted and built up in him, and established in the faith, as you have been taught, abounding therein with thanksgiving. Beware, lest any man spoil you. Before it said beguile you. Now it says spoil you. How? Through philosophy. What's philosophy? Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase. Do-do-do-do. Hakuna Matata. Ain't no passing phase, whatever the hell they said. It means no worries for the rest of your day. It's our problem free philosophy. Hakuna Matata. So, what's the philosophy? Reasoning? Mm-hmm. Worldly knowledge? Mm-hmm. You see? You see it? You see it? So, they will spoil you with their earthly reasoning and their worldly knowledge. They will spoil you with that. See? And vain deceit, philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ. So the things they're telling you to do to be right with God are not after Christ. They're after reasoning mind. They're after men's reasoning mind, carnal understanding. They're vain deceiving. That's what it means. You see? You see it? Okay. For in him dwelleth all the fullness of the Godhead bodily, and you are complete in him, which is the head of all principality and power. I hear it, little fly. Okay. Okay. Verse 15. And having spoiled principalities and powers, he made a show of them openly, triumphing over them in it. I don't know if you guys can hear what I'm saying. Didn't I tell you guys about me? I do the thing men say is wicked. How do I do it? Do I do it hidden or do I do it openly? I'll let you guys answer. For instance, let's just say about cussing. There are people that think I'm wrong for it. So do I do it openly? There are people that say that I'm smoking. I shouldn't do it. Do I smoke openly? Or do I hide the fact that I smoke, guys? Do I seek to hide it from you? Or do I openly show you? Why am I openly showing you? I'll read that verse again. Having spoiled principalities and powers. Other thoughts that seem to be elevated. Don't smoke, don't drink, don't do this, don't do that, touch not, taste not, handle not. Those are principalities and powers. He spoiled their doctrines. He spoiled them from having any power by showing them that they had no power in none of that shit they were saying. The grandson does. That weed has power. I am power. Not this weed, my nigga. I am. So I'm going to triumph over what you said by doing it. And then when you call me righteous or you call me connected to God, then you're going to have to admit that you were wrong by saying that it stopped me. I can't show you that unless I do it openly. That takes a brave man to stand against the whole wide world and let them throw nasty ass rotten fruit at him while he's actually staying clean the whole time. See what I'm saying to you, little flock of laters? All right. Let no man therefore judge you in meat, in drink, in respect of a holy day, or the new moon, or the Sabbath day, which are a shadow of things to come, but the body is of Christ. Let no man beguile you. That's 3 times. Let no man beguile you of your reward. So you already have the reward. You're trying to be beguiled that you don't have it and you must do something to get it. It's a lie. You don't need to do anything to get it but rest. That means you already got it if you rest. So then I have the reward. So don't let anybody beguile me that I've lost it because of something that I've done. It's a lie. Straight from the pits of hell. So now, let no man beguile you of your reward in a voluntary humility and worshiping of what? And worshiping of angels. Didn't I tell you guys this? That people will come to you and said, an angel told me this. So if an angel told it to you, aren't you worshiping that angel? Slicer! Aren't you worshiping the angel if you believe what the angel told you? Oh, wait, let you guys answer that. Let you guys answer it. Let no man beguile you of a reward in a voluntary humility and worshiping of angels. Y'all heard it. Intruding into those things which he have not seen. Vainly puffed up by his fleshly mind. So the nigga is beguiling because he has been vainly puffed up with information. Vainly means profitless information. So he's propped himself up with profitless information, and because he believes it is profitable, he goes forth teaching it to people, actually beguiling them, not knowing that he is. Can y'all follow this, little flockulators? So this is why this message like this and the one I did yesterday are so imperative to the times that we're living in, little flock. Because there are many people who go forth in wrong judgment, not being able to judge righteously. And when you do that, you will kill wrongfully. You will send somebody to be killed wrongfully. Right, Dan? Okay. Puffed up with their fleshly mind. You see it? Verse 20. Wherefore, if you be dead with Christ from the rudiment of the world, the rudiments of the world, see, why, as though living in the world, are you subject to ordinances? Touch not, taste not, handle not. Why are you subjecting yourself to that? Don't touch that. Don't taste that. Why are you doing that? That's what he's asking. If you're dead, then why are you doing that? Which things have indeed a show of wisdom in will worship and humility and neglecting of the body. Stop. So the things that they're telling you, for instance, if a man drinks and a man comes to him and says, stop drinking, don't drink alcohol, right? That indeed has a show that that man is being wise. You see it? It also shows that he has the will to worship. It also is looking like he's humble and has humility. It also looks like he's neglecting the body. So it looks like it's right what he's talking about. Not in any honor to the satisfying of the flesh. Do you see? This man will not satisfy his flesh, so he must be righteous. Told you about John the Baptist. You must decrease. He didn't satisfy his flesh neither. And he decreased because he cannot even take a latch on Yahushua's shoe and latch it. So then, can't take no shoe on my foot and latch it neither then. So little flockulators, I'm going to go ahead and get on about it here, y'all. Like I said, there's plenty more food that we can eat. We're going to save it for lunch and dinner and some other meals some other time, y'all, so we don't overindulge. We're going to eat moderately today. So for all of you that came out here to the School of Marvelous Light today, thank you, little flock. And I pray that you were blessed and that you're better for it and have a better understanding of these things that we're talking about today, like judgment. Because Abba would have us all to understand his judgment and how he judges and what righteous judgment is, because men have been so long without it. Hear me, little flock. So y'all be blessed today. And we're going to go ahead and pray real quick before we get up out of here. Thank you, Abba, because I'm safe. I thank you, Father, for I am filled. I thank you, Father, for I am healthy. I thank you, Father, for I am blessed. I'm so thankful, Abba, for the flockulators, for friendship, for camaraderie and unity, especially at this time on the earth. I thank you for that, Father. I am blessed with camaraderie and friendship and unity and brotherly love, and I'm grateful for that. Thank you, Abba. I'm grateful that we're all filled, that we're all fed, where we're all warm and clothed. Thank you, Father, for that. Y'all be blessed, little flockulators. Silouan, Mr. Allah.